this button, press that button, see what happens. That's come on, I think. Yeah, there we go. Right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Working. Oh, you can see it. Excellent. Thank you. Ah, right. Okay. Can I just point out, if you are watching on YouTube, there's a link in the what's the bit underneath the notesy thing? There's a link in there. So if you press that, you'll be able to pop open a window which is the live chat, and that way it will read everything out and I can hear you. There is a 1 minute delay on the video itself, unfortunately. Right, I do apologise about that, everybody, but you know, such is life. Okay, so if that's working and that's working, that means this bit's got to be working. Is this bit working? Is it buggery? Okay, let's not worry too much. If you can see something, which obviously you can because you commented, that's fine. But I'm not sure whether this is working. It might be. It might be. Right, okay, so we are towards the tail end of this mission. We've been plodding through. It's Foothold Syria. It's pretty damn big. If ever you try and do it, just be aware it takes up so much memory. It's not on my machine, fortunately. Oh, shut up, Siri. Jesus wept. I said Syria. Anyway, we've only got a few bases left. We started up here at Cyprus, worked our way up the map, all the way down here. It's been a really interesting mission. Some of the guys have been working on it during the week. Obviously, at the moment, I'm only streaming the weekend. But that will be different soon, again, in the new year. So hopefully it's going to give me the chance to create some of the videos. I bought all the equipment to do what I need to do, and then I ended up working so far away, coming home really late. It's just been a one royal pain in the arse. Right, so you can see we've got the just a few bases down at the bottom. Let me jump in here. Oh, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be jumping in. King Hussein Air College, we've done past that. I'll start off down there, have a look at the map and see how we get on. So we're on dynamic slots. Where's that? Ah, right, Thala. There it is. Okay, let's jump in there with... I won't jump into the Apache because I want to have a look first. I'll just pop the Chinook on just so I can, excuse me, see on the map, excuse me. Sorry, a little bit coffee today. It's one of those things. It's so bloody warm outside as well. Right, let's have a look, see where we are. Oh, that was the right place. So we've got Thala, just down the way we've got King Hussein. Oh, there's not a lot going on there. It looks like it just needs something in there, doesn't it? Excuse me. If I go quiet, it's because I'm coughing, rather than you guys the sort of surround sounded coughing. Right, what we need to do is put a Reaper over here, if I can find out how to do it. There. Choose which zone to deploy at. Right. from F10 menu. Okay. Zone, is it? No. Let's probably go back. Is there a deploy? I can't find out my Reaper. Wasn't that one, was it? Or was it? Yeah, okay. Oh, I see. Why have I sent it there to take off on there? Oh, no, that's right.
I'm curious what you need 128 GB RAM for long.
Oh, right. Basically, it was more to do with video editing and stuff like that.
Most people's entire pieces these days.
To be honest, it wasn't. When I first bought the computer, which is possibly 3 or 4 years old, I think I started with 64 gig of RAM. But video editing, especially when, you know, whilst I can use proxies, it just makes life easier. I've just got a lot more memory to play with. Do you know what I mean? Speeds things up a little bit. And also astrophotography, which I haven't even started doing because I've got everything, but it's time. You know, I work sort of 80 miles away and I travel there and I travel back. So you can imagine I have a slight hiccup on the traffic by the time I get back, which is why, like, you can hear how hoarse my voice is. That's not coughing, that's going to work the day before. So I usually work Monday, Wednesday, Friday and work at home Tuesday, Thursday. But it is just absolutely wearing. Right, okay, so we have actually got a Reaper there. That makes a nice change. This isn't so far. That's my normal time to make sure that I'm ready to start setting up my kit. But I'm off today. My AI bot is off today. I'm wondering if I should stick something. If I put something 11 mile away, it's probably going to be within range, isn't it? Or is it? Let's have a look. This seems all quite local. Let's go and take a farb, shall we? And we'll just take it down there. It's one of my nice, easy, relaxing sort of situations. So yeah, it's basically, I also do quite a bit. There's music, graphics, video, astrophotography and gaming. So when I actually got the rig that I've got, it sort of does all those different things. And I always like to add and gaming on as though that's the afterthought. Do you know what I mean? And the memory, when I bought it, was half the price it was when I originally bought it. And when you watch the videos, right, bear in mind I'm streaming to YouTube in 4K and I'm streaming to Twitch in 1080p. You don't see any stuttering, you don't see any juddering on the videos, even on a live stream. It doesn't drop a frame or anything, it just works. So that's good. Right, okay, so we're in the Chinook at the moment. The Chinook is still, it's early access. It's very rare for me to fly anything in early access. But the Apache and the Chinook, I couldn't resist. The Apache's gone through so many changes already. It's going to be way out. I mean, I've even got the F-16 and I didn't fly it because it was early access, but I bought it and I still haven't flown it yet. It's something I am going to have to get round to. I've got the MiG-29. I haven't touched it yet. Do you know what I mean? I tend to try and let things until I've finished. One of the reasons being is I generally either teach people or explain things. And when the rate of change is quite high, it makes it really difficult for people. It makes it difficult for me for the muscle memory. And if I'm trying to teach somebody, there could easily be a change in a patch that I'm not aware of because I really don't, you know, keep up as much as I used to. And it just makes things difficult. So I tend to wait till they're working properly. However, I made an exception. There's a couple of exceptions I made just because I find the modules fascinating. So what I'm going to do is start this up. Startup is reasonably basic at the moment. It'll get more complicated. So we're going to put the battery on. And then the APU, I'm going to switch it down for 5 seconds into the run position. Press it down to start for just a couple of seconds. And you should hear the helicopter start and you'll see the APU light come on. That's the theory, okay? So 5 seconds down. And then 2 seconds. Then let go. There you go. Can you hear that startup noise? And then in a second or two, you'll see the APU light come on. The flight model on this has changed recently and it just gets better and better. The APU is there. We're going to press that down. And when we look down, we'll see all the screens should be on, okay? There's a number of caution summaries. All these will just disappear. And it looks like they've actually switched the eggies on already. Now, you'll see in a minute when I get there. So once we've done this, we're going to switch on a couple of switches right at the top. There we go. It's quite difficult. My seat's got a very tall backrest. It's very good for the head because I can actually turn around and look behind me. It's not in the way, but it's quite narrow and goes up to the top of my head. So when I want to look up, I've got to lean forward as well, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. So we're going to open the crossfeed there. And then we're going to switch on the aft fuel and main fuel, forward fuel for the left engine. We're going to roll this lever down. Obviously you can have it on switches, but why bother? You don't use it that often. So I'm just going to roll it and you'll see it drop down a slot into the next position and move over. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to start the left engine. Down on the dash, if we look over here, we can see NG. So we've got NG1, which is the left engine, and NG2, which is the right engine. So what I'm going to do now is press and hold the engine start over to engine 1, look down here and wait until NG1 hits 12, which is about now, and let go. And then the engine and rotor will start up. We'll be starting the World War II PvP. Now that might put somebody off, but please, when we start running this, we've done it sometimes over Christmas, right? Don't let it put you off. If you even haven't got any of these planes, you can get the trial ones. You can learn as you go along, all right? There's a few rules, which is simply don't vulture, which means don't hang over the enemy airport waiting for people to take off and kill them. You always give people time to take off, right, and get the plane up to speed, and they are fair game until the wheels touch the floor. Okay, so just bear that in mind. So we don't want people strafing runways and things like that, taking people off, because it is quite strict. And there will be a warning flashing on the screen all the time not to do it. And if I hit that button and somebody's banned, they are banned from everything forever. Right? So you always get some people who will come in and just try and wreck it. But believe me, there's no appeals, there's no nothing. It's just, that's it, gone. So usually it works quite well. We don't get any problems. But anyone is welcome. And if you're learning, that's fine. If the runway looks like a bloody crashed up car park because someone's trying to learn how to take off, we'll work around it. Do you know what I mean? Right, so while I've been gabbling away, the NG should have gone up to about 63, which is here. As you see, most of these have gone off. So we're going to start the right engine, and it's much the same. We're going to move this down, this one down, that's the fuel flow. We're going to roll this lever down to the ground position, and then we're going to press the engine start to the right until it hits 12 for NG2, which is just here. I'll let go, and then we just wait for that one to spool up to 63 as well. It's a really nice helicopter, and it carries so much weight. Now there is a built-in way of loading the helicopter, but we're using script, and this is just a little bit too loud for me. There we go. When I'm sitting here, you've got one volume, I've got another volume, but the volume's so loud it comes in back through my mics and out again, and I can't even hear myself speak. I'm going to have to turn it down soon. It's just that little bit loud. Right, so both engines should be up to 63. So,
said, morning, chap.
Morning, matey.
This man from BT came Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, and what did he do? So, did he come early, and are you, like, all working now, or what? Did they do it for Christmas for you? Was it your Christmas present? Right, I'm now going to roll both of these levers down, okay, which puts them in flight mode. Right, you can hear it spooling up now. And I am going to have to turn this down just a little bit because it is a little bit too much.
You know what he did? All up and running, and new VR turned up yesterday.
Oh, your new VR turned up. Which one did you get? Did you say you got the Doodad 3? I am going to be wicked to you, Kev. You might not know it, but I am going to be wicked. Which VR did you get?
Quest 3 here.
Okay. You never guess what happened yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the night before. You're not going to like me. You're not going to like me for telling you. On the P2U in Star Citizen, there's an experimental VR mode, and VR works. There's obviously not the optimization and everything else, but it runs in VR. I just thought I'd mention it. I know, stunned silence. Everybody was stunned silent. Nobody knew it was coming. Can you believe it? Right, okay, we're going to switch on the two generators. Always remember to switch on the two generators first. I have done it the wrong way around and forgot to put them on. So, of course, when you switch things off, things stop. So now we can switch off the APU. Okay. And, oh, I think I put it too far up. And that one goes off too. We're going to put the backup power on. I bet you're chuffed, matey. You're coming flying. And then we're going to switch the cross feedback off. Okay. Right. It tells us that we've got the thingamajigs available. Thingamajigs INU. So when Eggy, sorry. Hey, how are you, Santa? Did you manage? Thank you for that follow. That's fine, Kev. Did you manage to look at the weapons on the Shark? You did, and was that helpful to you?
You can play War Thunder in VR. Doesn't mean I'll be playing War Thunder.
No, that's fair enough, matey.
I did see it.
Yeah, did it help at all? Kev, can you give Santa a shout out for me? I know you're going to end up playing now, so.
Absolutely, and it helped me
With
with the Apache oddly enough.
the Apache as well? Oh, right, because of the way that I explain how that works in terms of, I think I explained how that knob works as well. Thanks, pup. Right, the other thing is,
The support for 52 months is really appreciated.
the other thing is, I've been talking for the past few weeks a little bit about work. And welcome all his viewers, by the way. If you've got any questions, please ask. I officially finish on the 5th of January. So then I've got about 6 months to try and get some of my videos done that I need to do before I have to worry about finding anything else. But my anything else is going to be like 3 days at Waitrose going beep, beep. That's my plan. I can't be arsed doing what I do. Do you know what I mean? Funnily enough, when I come home, there was a job somebody was asking me about. But I'm like, oh man. When you work in the field that I do, you're sort of all over the place. All over the place, doing lots of things at the drop of a hat, and I don't want it. Anyway, hello Delta Fox, welcome to the channel. Please feel free to interrupt. It's very laid back, very chill. There's nothing forced. You want to join in and fly with us on this mission? You're more than welcome. All right. Got any questions? Just ask away. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I will explain things as I go through. Okay. Thank you as well so much for that, Santa. Right. Okay. I'm going to press the power button. Oh, you're going to watch for a bit? Okay. Well, I'll be on a lot more, the plan is, but I also need to do these videos, and I want to do these videos in a way that is better than and a little bit different. So I know it's going to take me some time.
Someone's got high hopes. Don't you have a line close by?
They're building one, matey. Go and beat randomly. Look, if I'm honest, the job that I've been doing, right, I get there and 45 minutes after the start of work, I'm usually done. And I have been running on less than 1% of my head doing that job. And what keeps me going is doing this, because this actually makes me think and taxes things and uses my memory. Whereas my normal job, I used to just be out at most parts of the country whenever, whatever time. It doesn't even matter. Do you see what I mean? Doing stupid hours like 26 hours straight through, and then driving home for 2 hours, you know, because of the nature of the business I was in. And I wanted to jump out of that, which I did. And I worked up the road. I was home by 5 o'clock. It was brilliant. And then they mothballed it, which is why I ended up where I did. Anyway, Eggy is on, and Eggy 2. Now, you used to have to switch this on, and it still tells you it's there. So I'm not sure whether this is a little glitchy thing now or what. Look, see, it's gone off now. RWR is off when I switch it on. The woman's going to be telling me things. But yeah, to be honest, sometimes taking your brain out and just disappearing off and doing beep I can do, and I can put my head somewhere else, which is fine. Right, this is the trim. We're going to leave this on auto. It does work, but to be honest, you don't need to be doing anything with it. And we're going to switch this to both. If you don't, when this flies, it's very wallowy. Just down here we've got arm, these are the countermeasures and bypass. And we don't really have to do too much else. As I said, there's a lot to be done with this thing yet. We're going to switch this over to there, put this onto map. Put the overlay on so we can switch various things on and off. My issue is I can't read this, so I tend to use the F10 map just to make sure I'm going in the right place. So we're here at the moment, and I'm just going to go down somewhere here, far enough out from these people. I can see the circles there. It might be a little bit too close. Actually, I might just put a SAM site instead, and I'll put a SAM site over here, and let's see what happens. So I'm in the Chinook, as I said. I'm on the default ski. I'll open the back doors because I can't load anything in. I have my AIT lady bot with me today, so she's not working today, which means I'll have copious cups of tea. And now what I can do is call up or load. This is using the CTLD script within this mission. Manage crates. I want to load some crates. Sorry, I don't want to. I want to get some crates. And I want SAM AA, and I'll create a hawk site. And I'm going to get it to spawn the crates and put them, excuse me, put them in the back. So no doubt, Kev, everything's working. All your games up to date yet? I'll pop that in there, and now instantly you can see the weight that's gone in, right? Instantly be put in the back. Now if you can't see them in there, it's because there's some little underseat packing and they put them all in there. Hey Joey, hello matey, welcome to the channel. There's about a minute delay on the YouTube channel because I'm streaming in such high resolution. So if you look in the description, there is a little link, and if you click that, this is to my Twitch chat. You can type in there and I'll hear it and I'll be able to respond much quicker. So if you've got any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. Okay. Right, so I need to go down this route from here. I want to drop this stuff round about here, and let's see what happens. So I need to go down 204 for about 11 mile. I'm just checking down here. Where am I pointing? 202. So it shouldn't be much to go to 204. This thing takes off really, really easily. Oh, this is DJ Bob, by the way. He sits there, doesn't do a lot until you have an accident and you lose a blade and you become unbalanced. And when this thing starts rocking, he gets his decks out and then starts putting some music on for you to help you back. Now, you won't have any idea what I'm on about unless you've flown this, and you'll know what I mean. You're welcome, matey. As I said, click on the little link in the description. If you look, you'll see it. Click on there and then you can just chat from there, alright? And the chat has a tiny delay on it, but that hooks into the Twitch stream, and it also reads it. It's just so much easier. If I drop the resolution, I can do it, but I like it being top quality, if you see what I mean. Okay, so let's take off. It moves.
Yeah, everything up and running. Call Saul, Chinook and Hercules purchase.
Oh, excellent.
Just need to find and set all my controls up again now.
Well, you should have all the stuff on there still on your PC, so it should work. You're thinking of going into DCS. Can you play with a controller? Okay, let me answer these questions, guys. Please be patient. If you want to make a drink, make a drink. The whole reason I'm here is to try and help and advise people as best as I can and to teach. Alright, so you have to be patient. It is possible to play with a controller up to a point, right? The way the control system works, if you look, it just sees a controller, whatever, and throws it up here. These are my controllers. These are all the things that you can control. Now, before you sort of look at this and let out a gasp of air from between your buttocks, what you've got to consider is in the vast majority of modules, right, there are switches in the cockpit that you can press. Therefore, you do not have to bind them. But that only happens when you're on a full doodad module. Some of the modules, like you'll see Flaming Cliffs 3 and you'll think that's a really good deal, that's cheap, but they're low fidelity, that's the word I was after, low fidelity modules, and you cannot click in the cockpit. They're an import from a previous version of a game. So although there is a way you could use a controller with some planes, you are very, very quickly going to run out of buttons and controls. What I would suggest is have a little look around and get the cheapest ass joystick you can get. And by that, I think it could be between $30-50, £30-50 or something like that. As long as it goes forward, back, left and right, and also twists, you'll be fine. Some of these cheaper ones have on them one hat and 2 or 3 buttons, okay? But the thing is with DCS, it allows you to create modifiers. So if you look here, you can see this is left shift 6, left shift, fuck's sakes. I'm going down a hole there. Left control 6, left shift 4, left control 4, left Windows H. And what that does to your joystick is you can use all of these keys. So you use your joystick in your right hand, you move your keyboard down to the left a little bit, and with all of these keys you can make that one hat or button do 9 different things. And that gives you the functionality that you're going to need, okay? You can do your throttle and everything with keyboard up to a point. All the keys are mapped and you can do it that way. But you'll find a cheap joystick, as long as it goes forward, back, left, right and twists, is going to be much, much better than a controller, all right? You will run out of fingers and buttons. And sometimes when you have to use your hand on a keyboard, it isn't so easy to use a controller. Does that make sense? The other thing, which you may or may not know, is if you go to, yeah. Oh right, okay, that's much better. Okay, yeah, you can do that. It will allow everything. It'll do head tracking. It'll do VR out of the box. The other thing is, when you go and download it, do not download it from Steam, right? Go and download it from the DCS website. And when you do that, you'll find that you can download nearly all of the modules or all of the maps for 2 weeks trials, and they just work completely. So if you're not sure what you want specifically, you can download it, try it for 2 weeks, then download something else, try it for 2 weeks, download something else, and so on. And it'll take you 6 months or more. And then after 6 months, those things will start working again. So you can actually go through testing everything, trying everything, and see what you want to get without buying anything. And when it comes to buying, there are sales on with DCS between about 4 to 6. Thank you for the follow. There's about a sale on 4 to 6 times a year, and some of these things you will find at 30, 40 and even 50% off. All right, and you can't not take the deal. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to buy everything at full price. You just basically go and trial stuff. And the way you get to that is, once you've created your account online, you go to your profile, and on the left hand side there's a window with a drop down, and it tells you what licenses you own. If you click the drop down, it will show you all the trials that are available for you to try out. Okay? Did that help? Hey Camel, thank you very much. Thanks Camel. Thank you very much. Did that help, Joey? And again, if you click the little link in the description, it'll pop a window open for you, unless you're on a television or something. And then I'll be able to respond a little bit quicker to your queries. All right? How are you today, Camel? Right, so I'm going to take off. It really is just a case of push your collective up. Oh, I can imagine. You've been working all week. Oh, sorry, I'm reading and trying to fly. You want to buy...
1 o'clock. with supplies.
Yeah, that's exactly right, yeah. I haven't got supplies. It's alright, I wasn't paying attention. So with YouTube, I have to read the text and there's a delay, which is why I've put that link in. And it's quite good because then it reads your questions out to me a lot faster than what you can message in YouTube. Right, let's have a look. Where am I going? Am I going the wrong way? Probably. Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, I just enjoy flying, so sometimes I make mistakes. Camel comes on so he can learn how to do helicopters. I do fly more than helicopters, it's just the way this mission is. Hey, pup. Oh, you're a little bit quiet, but I think that's because I turned you lot down a bit. This is a question to chat. I've got people on a voice chat thing in the background and they're not pushed through to you, so it sounds like I'm talking. I am going the wrong way slightly, aren't I? It sounds like I'm talking to people from the beyond and you only ever hear half a conversation. Do you want me to switch it on so it's piped through the channel as well? Just so, you know, when people are talking, you can hear what's going on? Or would you rather have them all switched off and just hear the faint echo in the background? I don't mind either way. It's just some people find it annoying.
Kev said, only until Stingy turns up.
Oh man, I tell you what. Hey Barbie. I thoroughly enjoyed Star Citizen last week. It was absolutely brilliant. I don't know about entertaining, it was entertaining me. You coming in today, Barbie?
9 o'clock. Searching.
As I said earlier, we will start doing the
9 o'clock.
doing the World War II stuff, possibly next weekend. Now, I haven't flown the World War II stuff for over a year, so I am going to have to remind myself. So that's what we need to do. I might just throw a different map up before the PvP. But if you've never tried it, it is great fun. It can be annoying and frustrating if you let it, but hopefully I'll go through how to start some of these planes up. And if you don't own them, just go and download the free trial, which will last for 2 weeks, and then come and join us. It's a lot harder than you think, but it's a lot more rewarding.
6 o'clock.
Are you in bed, Camel? Hey, hello nerdy guy. For those on YouTube, if you look on the description, there's a link. Can you hit that link? And what that'll do is open up a chat window. Oh, I thought you might be, matey. If it's too noisy, let me know. Did you want me to sort of help you go to sleep and start sending you to sleep straight away? Or does the natural speaking work really, really well? It's alright, Camel works extremely hard during the week. And far, far too many hours. But there's a saying about make hay while the sun shines or something like that. Anyway, yes, Mr. Nerdy, welcome to the channel.
6 o'clock.
I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. The little link I've said in description will just open a little chat window to my Twitch, and that way round I can respond faster to anything you've got to ask. If you need any help or advice or anything, please feel free. I don't know everything, but the viewers who are watching and the people who are playing with me, they also know quite a lot, so there's always someone we can ask. And just in case you missed it as well, Camel, I'm not sure, Star Citizen's got a VR bit in it now, trial VR, so you can actually play in VR on the PTU. I know you haven't played for years, but everyone's blown away that suddenly came out the blue. They always said when they get Vulcan working, that's what they were going to do. I don't think anyone expected it now. But if Squadron 42 releases in VR, that's going to be amazing. There's going to be so many people throwing up.
1 o'clock. Searching.
Anyway, we're heading down here, and then I'm going to drop this
Radar.
SAM site off,
Searching.
and we'll build it. It's running under a script. I can't get too close. Shouldn't really be too high either. I can drop down a little bit.
SA8. 12 o'clock. Searching.
Have you actually managed to fly at all, Camel? Or are you just being too busy? Because I know what it's like. Despite the fact you might have a day off, you're just groggy and you just don't want to do anything. Do you know what I mean?
12 o'clock. Searching.
So hopefully those on YouTube and these who are watching on here, the stream is all smooth and running well.
Fixed wing.
There's no little jaggies, no little tweaks. No, I can believe it, matey. You know, it's the season, isn't it? And eating is always a good option, which I'm about to find. As you may have heard, I finish on the 5th of January, and that's it.
Radar.
So it'll give me 6 months to do some video.
Radar. 12 o'clock. Searching.
Probably 2010-11, I think.
Searching. Gun.
Quite a time. I've been into flight sims for God knows how long.
Searching.
When I say God knows how long, a friend had a Spectrum and there was a flight simulator on there, and I always remember a girlfriend at the time saying, I don't get the point of this. You've got a green line and a blue line and some circles. Where's the fun in that? Also, I was around when Microsoft Flight Sim come out on the PC, because I started working in IT in 1982,
SA15.
and there were flight sims on the Commodore 64 as well. And then I've been through a whole load, but DCS itself,
Searching.
about 2010ish, maybe 11. IL2, I used to play a lot, write missions and teach people, believe it or not. It's because I'm a bit of an IT nerdy sort of person. I can read manuals, and I can't read stories, so I can learn from a book. I can pick up a manual, read it, and learn. It's a long time. Does it make me an expert in everything? Oh God, no. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy it, and I try and simplify it and make it easier for people. Before I started streaming, before the internet was up to where it is, I used to teach people on a Sunday, the A10C, many years ago. So many people had got it, but all they could do was fly around and shoot the gun. And as I said, I read manuals, so therefore I learnt it from a virtual wing. I also have a printed copy of the proper manual somebody had done professionally, and I used to work away a lot, so I used to watch videos, read manuals, and then get home and try it. And as I said, I went with a virtual wing as well, and they were very good. A lot more formal, and I mean really formal. You had to log your hours while you were a trainee or a student. You couldn't go on the server by yourself, and so on and so on. And that's a little bit too strict for quite a few people. Some people, definitely that's the way they want to go. But this is more about being chilled, enjoying yourself, relaxing, learning. And, you know, it's bad enough you've got to learn this stuff. And a lot of it is not easy, but it takes time. And the last thing you want is people telling you to do all the calls, do all of this nonsense. Do you know what I mean? So we are doing a mission. Sometimes I don't even get to shoot shit just because I'm that busy answering questions, explaining things. But when I finish on the 5th, I'll basically start putting together some of the videos that I've always wanted. I've been building up all my equipment over the past 2 to 3 years, and I've got everything I need. You can see I can broadcast in 4K live, which very few people do. They'll put videos up. The only problem I have is the delay. There's a 1 minute delay. I shove 46 meg out to YouTube, and it doesn't drop a frame. Literally, there's no frames dropped, and it's in 4K 60 FPS, but it can't display it and do the chat all at the same time, which is fair enough. So there's a minute delay. Right, what I'm going to do now is unload this SAM site, and you'll get a warning. So manage crates, drop crates, hawk, drop and build. So I have to move. If I don't move, they'll try and build some of this inside my helicopter. So the crates are out now. Right, I'll get a warning, look. So I'll move away, and then you'll see a SAM site built. Hopefully I'm far enough away. Yeah. No, it's what do you know how to fly them in? What have you flown them in before? Or are we talking real life?
11 o'clock. Searching.
Okay, so now in the middle here, oh well, nearly in the middle, I've put we've got
SA8.
additional, so if anything comes over here to attack,
Searching.
if there's any planes, then hopefully you can see we've spread out a little bit. I'll probably also put, I might go in and fly in and have a look, and I'll fly this helicopter back, and then go and have a look. So when you say you know how to, so you've literally real life pilot. Oh right, okay. The stuff in game, right? It's a simulation, and the A10C was actually used to teach the American pilots how to transition from the A10A to the A10C in real life. So when DCS bought out DCS, they used to have other things called Lock-On and Flaming Cliffs before that. No, Flaming Cliffs after that, then DCS. The A10C wasn't out straight away, but that's because that's what it was used for. So you get into something and that's how it is. There might be a few features withdrawn, and a couple of little things might not work, but the vast majority do. When you get some of the modules and they're in early release, sometimes it can take 2 years before it's finished. So what you've got to consider is, what sort of thing are you interested in? It's got the helicopters. There's a big range of helicopters up to the Apache. But obviously the best one to start with is the Huey first. It's such good fun as a helicopter, and just get used to how DCS works. Bear in mind your joystick has got a center spring, so it has to do something to simulate the ability to trim in a helicopter, and it does it quite well. If you've got force feedback gear, it'll all be force feedback anyway, so it's not a problem. I have taught an airline pilot once how to fly Hueys, and he said when he learnt to fly, helicopters were called swirly whirly death machines. One of the viewers who's commenting just above, which is Mr. Camel, he's a pilot, helicopter pilot. And it's good because since he's been on, he sees what I do and he points out if I'm wrong or could do better. Yeah, there you go. The other thing is, if you're not aware, right, DCS if you go to the DCS website rather than Steam and download the game, I mentioned it earlier to somebody else, you'll be able to try nearly all the modules and all the maps for free for a 2-week trial. Obviously don't download loads of things because that'll all last 2 weeks, but download something you're interested in and give it a whirl, right? Have a look. After 2 weeks it'll stop, then download something else. By the time you've gone through everything, it's a 6-month period has gone, and then you'll get another 6 months again, right? And there's also sales. When you have a sale, you can buy things from 30, 40 and some are 50% off. So a Huey, for instance, is like $25 in a sale, and that's just dirt cheap, and yet it works so damn well, and you can have 4 people in it. So some of the helicopters, right, and some of the planes are multiplayer, and if you've got friends, unlike a lot of us, it's much more fun when there's 2 of you, especially when you come to the Apache. You know, really you want a pilot and a gunner because the AI is pretty dumbass, to be fair. Did that help? And you're more than welcome to come and fly with us. At the moment I tend to fly Saturdays because of work, but as I finish work on January the 5th, I'll do more streaming, or more sending people to sleep, as some people call it. I need to do some training videos that I've been threatening. I'll also do Star Citizen as well, and I do the same thing in there. I sort of explain what I'm doing and try and help new people coming into the game. Well, I help new people and old people sometimes. You just learn lots of tiny little things. Not good on stats, but I know my way around controls and things. Hey, Spatey. Okay. Keyboard and mouse is extremely difficult. You're right, Spatey. Thank you very much, matey. I'll start the World War II stuff next week, and if this isn't finished, we'll just have to pause it a little bit. Oh man! Oh wait, I'm looking forward to it, seriously. I've only got about 6 months, and then I'll have to start thinking about finding something else to do. 6 months is a short time in this game, really, to do anything meaningful. I can get some good videos done, I hope. But then, as I said, I'll have to... Oh, look where I'm going. I'll have to start looking for going and being a cashier in a supermarket, which I quite like the idea. I probably get told off for having too much fun. Hello, madam. Do you want help with your packing? Can I sell you this? I see you've bought one of these. Would you like one of these too? Because I know what I say to people who'd say that to me. No, I'll have to do it just for the crack, to be honest. This helicopter, by the way, that I'm flying is a Chinook. Indeed. This is in very early access, so it's not completely fully functional. It's minimalist. Oh no, it'll be a laugh. Where are you from, by the way? You're from UK or other country? Yeah, just get yourself initially, right? You know what this game is about. It's very tempting, right? Yeah. It's not fully there yet. There's still a lot of work to do. It's in early access, but it's really nice. Flies really nice. It's really good for logistics. Just don't get sucked in too quick. And what I mean by that is you can look around and you can probably go and buy whatever you want to do, play this game. Just be warned that it's always best to start lowish down a little bit, give it a whirl, see what you think of it, and then decide, once you know whether it's something that you want to pursue, then obviously invest in better kit. And I don't know, you know, one of the things I always try and do, and I always have done, when I buy new kit and get rid of the old kit, I try and pass it on to somebody who will help them, right? So most of my stuff, when I upgraded joysticks and things, I just gave all my old stuff away. I appreciate not everyone can do that, but to me, giving people something, I mean, it's like I upgrade computers and I'll give my old computers away, and I'll give old monitors away just to get somebody else interested.
Mine went to sleep.
How did it? Anyone partic? Anyone I know? But this is, you know, this is a good thing you can do. And, you know, if you start on the sort of lighter side, I mean, it's very easy to spend a load of money. I mean, there's quite a few of us who play who have spent a few thousand in controllers and various things. Obviously, you come to monitors. You don't necessarily need the best and the greatest rig, but the best you can afford will always help. But that doesn't mean to say you're going to spend 10 grand on a bloody PC. A lot of PCs will run. Prior to this build, I used to run on a 1080 and stream. I used to play in 4K, stream in 1080p. I had 32 gig of RAM and it was absolutely fine until this map became a 64 gig thing. The machine was old, so I just decided to upgrade and switch a machine out. And I actually gave the machine to a guy that, you know, it was absolutely fine for him. Cleaned it all up, put it back to basics, and just gave it away with controllers, with my own VR. I gave him as well.
6 o'clock, searching.
Do you recommend
1 o'clock, searching. Patriot. Searching. Gun.
The VR is absolutely brilliant. If you fly in real life, you'll just take to it like a duck to water. There's lots of different VRs you could potentially get. One of the guys is not on at the moment. He's just bought new, and he's gone and spent quite a lot on everything and a lot on VR. But you can get it as pretty good as you want it, really. VR really changes this. I'm not playing in VR at all. I'm just using head tracking,
6 o'clock,
and head tracking is really, really good. But you get into VR and it's completely different. It's all one-to-one, obviously. Do you know what I mean?
1 o'clock, searching.
So I don't stream in VR because I've got 4 monitors running, one with a game, one with various monitoring for streams, one with a load of apps open, and another one that just monitors the data flowing to YouTube. If I tried VR and streamed, which I have tried, it's too difficult.
Do you remember him?
Oh, Desto, of course, I remember Desto, yeah. He has popped on. No, that's fine, mate. And to me, that's the way it is. It's like you give people kits as well, I know. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice thing to do. And, you know, people appreciate it, which is even better. And you're just giving somebody a hand up. I think my kit's listed, and my kit is generally, I think the PC's 3 years old now. You do not need as much memory as I've got, but I do other stuff, video editing, music, all sorts of things. So gaming is the thing I do with it. And fortunately, the spec is enough to do gaming as well.
Radar.
So let me go and park over there. Fortunately, we don't get any extra points for just dropping things off. What sort of thing are you interested in? Helicopters, planes, fast movers. Why I say that, as distinct from the AC-10. The AT-10 is an absolutely incredible module. It takes quite a while to learn, but it is really good. Am I outside or inside this base here? I think I'm inside. There's not many people on at the moment. There's about 3, maybe 4 of us. But if anyone wants to join in, feel free. You'll never do it with a keyboard and mouse though. And obviously when you start looking at kit, there is so much to choose from. And the only stuff that I know is what I've got, but there's other people with lots. This thing doesn't want to go down anymore, come on. There's other people with lots of different kit who you can ask. This is the A10. It's got a bit of a custom skin on, obviously. I'll show it you while I'm down here. I won't fly it at the moment. Where did I spawn there? Thala. So this is a dynamic mission. So we've been playing this for weeks, and even when the server stops, it saves it, it updates it. And we basically... Why can't I see Thala? I'm being blind, aren't I? It's got to be down here. There it is.
I gave some bird called Lisa a brand new
You did.
Throttle 2.
You did
She
as
never
well.
uses it though and continues to give me grief.
She does use it, and she uses it for Star Citizen. That's what she uses on there. Can you hear her in the background? So stick it in your pipe and smoke it. She's playing Avatar at the moment. She just bought herself a joystick not long ago, and she still hasn't even tried it. She just likes playing her little games at the moment, but we'll get her back. Right, let's have a look. A10C Warthog. Why can't I see one here? Possibly because... Am I being blind, or is there not one at this base? I don't think there are any at this base. Where did you get your Warthog from, pup? Okay, thanks. So we'll pop over to Ramat David. Okay, that's the A10A.
I rest my case.
Speaking of which, Kev, you haven't asked her to make me a cup of tea yet, and I haven't had any abuse. Okay, he's still on, by the way. Balazep. Are you still on before I go into this? I'm not going to fly this at the moment because it'll take me, by the time I explain it through, it'll take me ages. So this is the A10C. The sounds and everything are just spot on. The only thing I've come across that doesn't do anything, just in front of the wing there, is a little flap thing that rotates and lifts up, so that when you fire your gun, it diverts the exhaust away from your gun, away from your engine. Because if you haven't got those, what happens is the smoke off the gun will basically extinguish the engine. So this is the A10C. All of these buttons are clickable, as you can see. If you use VR, slat, thank you. Well, I don't know whether it's a slat. It's more of it sort of just lifts up. It might be a slat. Do you see what I mean? So these buttons, right, you can also click in VR, and there's a couple of ways of doing it, but you can also get something called a Capto glove, where you can use your hands and just click in the air and it'll click the buttons for you. Or you can get little things that will go on your fingers, so you point your little beam at the button and press your thumb. Do you know what I mean? Now my controllers are this. So I've got the Warthog, which is this controller, this joystick, okay, and this throttle assembly here, and that's it. But everything here is all clickable. If you don't need to program it all, but everything works in it. All the screens, all the weapons, all the systems. The manual's about somewhere between 500 and 600 pages. But if you fly all the stuff you've mentioned, you know, manuals, schmanuals.
999 said, I've started using voice attack while I use VR and it's going pretty well so far.
Voice attack is absolutely brilliant. There's an element where it's good. Where I would use voice attack in this is for talking to wingmen. If I was flying with AI wingmen, is commanding them. I wouldn't necessarily use voice attack for the controls.
Wouldn't the VR controllers get in the way of me using the joystick and throttle?
No, you wouldn't use your VR controllers. You're just using the headset. Excuse me, you just literally, if we go into options, I think it's over here. Is it over here? Where is it? Yeah, there, look. So you literally, I'm not going to do it. You can save your settings, right, and adjust them to what you want. But you would have to make some compromises with VR and the quality. So Yam, who's just bought his kit, he uses a Crystal Light Super, which is nearly a couple of grand. That's his VR. And it will do 90 FPS. So he's having to utilise, to get the quality he wants, some of the NVIDIA, where you can drop the quality of the game and it'll do the AI in between is just to get the throughput, because obviously it's quite demanding. But you literally, you move your controllers out the way and hide them, otherwise the game will pick them up. And then you could use them to point.
999, do you use Viacom too?
But you just literally click that button there and then you're on VR. And you'll be standing in a sort of picture with a hangar with a plane. And it is that simple. And when you sit in a cockpit, I remember the first time I got my VR, I sat in a P-51 and just sat there looking at the wings from inside, because I didn't realise actually that plane's not as small as it feels on a flat screen. If there's somebody you know locally or within reach, always go and have a look. Go and try something out, do you know what I mean? This is why I was saying, you know, where are you based?
How do I interact with buttons and controls with VR?
You can still use your mouse. So your mouse will still work. You look at it, right, and then you can click it with your mouse. So you'll have a pointer from your head, where your head's looking, and then you click it. Or you can use other controllers, such as Capdo Glove. There's a guy who's done some sensors that go on your fingers. And if you Google, right, VR and Capdo gloves and stuff like that, there's all sorts of things. As I said, it depends on how far you want to go. Quite a few of the people I fly with use VR. Kev uses VR. He's been through more VRs than anybody else I ever know. And he's got another one come. And once people go into VR, they don't come back out. They just stay in VR and don't basically play again. The radio stuff, sorry. Oh, right, yeah, I know what you're on about now. But yeah, basically it just works. You don't have to go overboard with VR like the other guy I'm talking about. He's not here this week. You can pick VR up for about 300. I think Kev's just bought the Oculus version 3. No doubt, knowing Kev, he's bought it to try and see how it goes on. And if it's looking any better, he'll probably end up buying something bigger, because I know what he's like.
Said you can use your VR controllers to point and interact with the cockpit if you want. You will just use your actual joysticks and stuff for the flying.
Yeah, but the problem is with that, then you're letting go, and the objective of your HOTAS is hands on throttle and stick, which is what it means. So in theory, you shouldn't really want to let go. Ah, right, is that what it is? But yeah, no doubt you will start looking at some of the other stuff, because there's some quite good new stuff come out, isn't there? And it depends on quality and everything else. But yeah, this is the A10 F18. If you want your main fighters, and let's have a look. Where was I? Ramat, wasn't I? Ramat David. So if you go to the F18, again. Oh, we're going to. Yeah, no, that's right. You'll see that it just is like it is. Again, everything works.
Cato Gloves site seems to be down ATM.
Yeah,
Any recommendations for affordable sim setups and VR?
Affordable sim setups. Really, it depends what you mean by affordable. On your lower end, you're looking at something like Thrustmaster T16000. Would I recommend it to you specifically? No, I think you'll find you want to upgrade before then. Mid-range, I think Logitech has got some. Is the X56 still going? But you've got a lot of others now. You've got WinWing, VKB, Thrustmaster. Again, you know, the prices. My joystick and HOTAS was 240 odd quid, I think, when I bought it.
Said, don't buy an X56.
Okay, there you go. Virpal, there you go. There's another lot. So those are not cheap, but the quality, right, is very good. I mean, my as I said, my joystick and my throttles.
X56 have major ghosting issues.
Ah, right. The throttle and stick I paid 240 odd quid for. Now it's nearly 500, and my rudder pedals were 500 quid. But again, you have a look. It's really difficult to recommend stuff.
is great.
It depends if you've got pedals. One of the things that happens with those, right, is if you use the twist grip, eventually you'll find it'll start moving by itself. Yeah, you can strip it down and everything else. So, you know, just try it. You can start off with a T16000. They do a throttle, but it'll be a single throttle, not a split throttle. And they also do pedals as a set. It's all okay, it's reasonable, but it's good enough to get in and try and understand, is it something for you? And if so, at some point you'll want to start upgrading. Okay? It's like if you're going to learn to play the guitar, you don't go and spend $5,000 on a guitar, right? You can get away with a few hundred quid. Yes, it's going to be like playing cheese wire. And yes, the action's going to be an inch high. But if you can get your head around it and learn that, as you start to upgrade, it becomes easier and easier. Do you know what I mean?
I had Flight Hotas X as my first, was decent for FC3, but not Michel's.
Yeah, I had a real cheap-ass 3D Extreme Pro when I first started. Lots of buttons, lots of things, but it's not until you start playing that you sort of start to feel the differences. And when you get really high resolution on, that's the door. I'll get it. I'll be back in 2 ticks.
VR's not for everyone. We know someone who tried it at Mel's and felt sick for 2 days.
Yeah.
The Beric said, Sake Cyborg Evo was my very first.
What you been ordering?
Oh, it's something I just go.
Oh, is it? Can I open it?
No, I don't think it's your prize.
Right, okay, sorry about that. It's that time of year when the door knocks and you don't want people touching things. Speaking of touching things, I am dying of thirst, darling.
Aww.
What do you mean, where was I? Yeah, there you go. So, as Kev said, VR.
New pedal bin for Christmas.
Listen,
I remember that year very, very well.
I'm sorry about sometimes I get this external interference.
I've had a strimmer for Valentine's Day for the garden. I've had a lawnmower for my birthday. I've had 2 big silver pedal bins for another birthday. But that was a deterrent because...
A deterrent?
Deterrent.
Come on, talk English.
Shut up. Because my...
Paul Camel said, one thing I will
What?
say, if you were a real pilot,
Yeah.
don't skimp on rudder pedals.
Who's
I
he?
use the Thrustmaster TPR.
Yeah, so do I.
They're not cheap, but they are amazing.
They are very good, yeah.
Kev said, who's a lucky girl?
I am.
Can you tell her what's one of your presents under the Christmas tree?
Oh, yeah. Oh, how many actually?
72.
72 toilet rolls.
There you go. Now, all I can say is she's standing here looking at the stuff that I've got to play with, and those are her presents. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, he knows how to treat a lady.
I certainly do.
Yeah. Great thought and all that.
Great, grateful. And you make my tea now, thank you.
Shut up.
Anyway. So yeah, as he said, VR isn't for everyone, and it's always worth trying first. The most weirdest thing I ever found... Hey, Arthur.
I just joined.
72 sausage rolls.
Sausage rolls?
No, not quite, Arthur. More like 72 toilet rolls. I thought that was the cheapest way of doing it. How are you, Arthur? You coming in today? Right, I'm going to jump into the shark and pick up from where I was the other week. So yeah, this is 21 years, by the way, if anyone was wondering. But I do spoil her in other ways. I'll let her make my tea, which is good. Right, let's have a look where I am. What am I going for? KA50 version 3. Okay, we'll jump in there. And let's go there. And let's have a look at this. So, those who have been on the past few weeks know that when I jump into something, I always go through the startup. That is then recorded both on the YouTube channel and on the Twitch. The Twitch one will disappear, so it gives you an opportunity to go back. There will be chat in between, so it's obviously broken. People ask me questions, and I will answer and get back to where I'm.
Also need to get it running on Linux first.
Oh, you got to get it running on Linux, so you've switched everything over, have you, Arthur? We're going to do World War II fighting, probably starting next weekend. Next weekend's going to be a refresher, I think, on flying some of these planes, but obviously if anyone wants to join in. So, excuse me. So this is the Shark, and I always go through this once, only the first time that I fly it, right? This is the Shark, otherwise known as the KA-50. It's a Russian helicopter, dual counter-rotating blades. There's no anti-torque rotor on the tail, or tail rotor, and basically it's not needed, which is why you've got the 2 blades, okay? This is a little dark, but that's how I like my colours. So if you notice now, these blades don't do anything when there's no power, okay? So I can't show you some of the things, but suffice to say, one blade goes in one direction. Yes. One blade goes one way, one blade goes the other. Okay, you can see the leading edge on the one, so you can tell that goes clockwise, and the leading edge is pointing the other way. Okay, all of your controls.
Through the lower one.
Right. So all your controls, your rudder and your pitch, roll, and collective go through those blades, which is important to be aware of.
They
Okay,
spin in the opposite direction to
that's
avoid
right.
the need for the tail rotor.
And yeah, create the anti-torque. The other thing is, excuse me, this is an updated model from the Shark 2. There was supposed to be more features and functionality, but
Kev said, DCS
permission was
World
denied.
runs on Linux, but it requires using compatibility layers like Proton or Wine, Liutris for the standalone version.
Sorry, as I was saying. So this is an updated module, the version 3. Okay. There were supposed to be some more features in this, but the Russians removed permission after they'd started the module. It's a much better module than the previous module, more detailed, much better in VR, the way they put it. More polygons in it. It's much smoother, but they couldn't put some of the features on it. So therefore, excuse me, therefore they did something that turns this into a bastard helicopter. So there's a third pylon, and the KA-50 never had 3 pylons. The KA-52 did, but not the K-50. And obviously people bought the module in when it was early release. That's before it comes out, early access, and then they couldn't put the features that were going to be in it, so they just added something on extra. Okay, I think it's all the infra stuff they didn't do. Your black hot, your white hot, which is something in this helicopter is a little bit lacking. Thanks, darling.
Okay.
You feel a little bit cold. You're not going to want the heating, are you?
Probably.
No, just play a faster game, warm your computer up. Right, okay, so we'll go through the startup. If you play this in single player or other missions, the startup will be subtly different. Unfortunately, whoever wrote this mission has set auto align to on, so you don't have to go through the alignment procedure. So I'm going to shut the door. Makes it much quieter. We're going to start off with a right knee where there's 2 batteries. So we're going to switch the 2 batteries on. Okay. And then on my right... Hey! Hiya. How are you? All well, I hope. And welcome back. I am just about to start this up, so bear with me. Okay, so next thing... Oh, by the way, you can still ask questions. It's just it breaks it up a bit, which is fine for me. I just go back to where I was, and you just have to go back and look at the video. I will do some proper videos shortly. At last, we'll see how we go. Yeah, all good, thank you. Shall be streaming more in the new year and doing all my training videos. I've been threatening for the last couple of years because I'll have some time to do it. More time than I expected, but I'll have some time. So after starting the batteries, we go to the right elbow and we're going to switch on the Ekran, okay, and hydraulics. The Ekran is a screen which sits over here. You can't see it at the moment, and it gives you all the warning messages. If we look here, we've got this master caution. We're going to press that button. Now, on the other helicopters, we'd immediately be going back, i.e. the Shark 2. We'd be going back to the right shoulder, switching on INU, etc. Not in the Shark 3, and I'll show you why in a minute. So we're going to go down, switch on the KF41 down here. Or was it KF41 or 14? 41, I was right. We're going to switch the Abris on. Okay, we're going to turn round to the right, and we're going to be dealing with this sort of middle row. So we've got fuel pumps down here, fuel cut-off switches for the engines, APU, etc., and some engine control at the back. So initially we're going to go here and switch on the forward and aft fuel pump. We're then going to switch on the APU valve. That will open fuel flow to the APU. When we look round to the left, we're going to see the APU gauge. Okay, when we start it up, you'll see this needle increase all the way to about 7 and then drop back down to 6. And at that point, this third light comes on. So I'll press the start button now, which is here by my left knee. I'm going to drop the collective brake, and rotor brake, sorry. And you'll see this gauge come up and then drop back down, and third light's on. Okay, when the third light is on, the APU, or auxiliary power unit, is ready to allow you to start the engines. So I'm going to be starting the left engine first. So looking at the panel over on the right, we start with the left hand. The left hand is engine number 1, okay? And we're going to switch on the EEG, or electronic engine governor. So that means you don't have to worry about the RPM. We're going to move along to the left, and we're going to switch on the fuel flow for the left engine. We're then going to look around to the left knee again, because we start everything over on this little panel here. When I started the APU, this switch in its default position is going to be for the APU. It's a multi-position toggle switch. So when I click it once, it will drop down to the bottom left, which is for the left hand engine, okay? And all I need to do is hit the same start button, let go, and the left engine will start. Now I've pulled back here, as I always do, so we can see the needle for engine number 1 over here. This is the RPM, and when it gets to the number 2, which is 20% RPM, we move the left hand fuel cutoff forward and make sure the exhaust gas temperature is rotated, and that tells you you've got a good engine start, fuel flow, etc. Sometimes this needle will come down and stop at number 2, and you'll look and it won't start, and it's because you forgot to put the fuel on. But these are things you learn once you get used to the helicopter. So you'll make mistakes, especially at the beginning, but you learn by those mistakes and see why it's not doing something you expect. Okay, so we're going to wait for the engine RPM to get up to just over 70%. And you can see everything's going round. Engine number 1 is working. Also note, there is no ribbon for the heading either, okay? We'll come to that in a minute. Once engine number 1's up, we're going to start engine number 2, which is the right hand engine, and that starts in exactly the same way. Right hand, EEG, move along to the fuel shutoffs, and we're going to switch the right hand fuel shut off to the up position. Look round to the left. It's very quiet, you can't talk, honest. And we're going to move this another click round to the right hand engine, and then we're going to press start and pull back just like we did before. And we're going to watch down here, wait for it to get to the number 2 or 20% as before. As I said, it always looks quite daunting. It's not as bad as you think. And then we're going to move the right hand engine cut off lever and see the exhaust gas temperature work from there. Okay, while we're waiting, I'm going to switch on my intercom, which is by the right knee on the lower panel. This is all the radios there, and this little voice warn switch. This voice warn switch allows the messages that are displayed in the ecran to be read out, so to sort of bitching Betty Olga, bitching Olga type thing. Okay, so normally if you don't do this little bit here, what will happen is you'll get messages going, watch ecran, and it means look at the screen, and the screen is giving you error messages. Okay, now we'll get the error messages read out. Now, because it's the Shark 3, what I'm going to do now is put the throttle into work mode already. And then, as soon as I do that, we're going to hear a series of warnings. So I'll actually shut up for 5 seconds while those warnings are read out, okay? There is no switch or button here for these throttles. It's simply page up. So just hit page up twice, which I'm going to do now. And you'll hear the messages.
Hello. Electrics on battery. Doppler navigation system failure. No nav data.
Okay, so electrics on battery. So normally this is done at the end. This is where it's done now for this. So if we look, there's a couple of switches down here on the power area, right? And it's telling me the electrics are on battery. So what we're going to do is put the generators on. So you've got two AC system generators, left hand and right hand. And we leave the batteries on because it charges the batteries too, okay? The other one, Doppler navigation system, right? Failure. We're not started up yet. The other one is no nav data. So when we look in the hood, there is no nav data, there's no ribbon. And you need to do this, the quickest way is in this order I'm going to show you. However, because the mission has been set to auto align, right, then there's a step missed out. So when you get into your own shark and auto align isn't on, it will look a little bit different, and I'll try and explain that to you as I go. Right, so the first thing we need to do, which is something new to the Shark 3 now, is we need to switch this system, navigation system, into operate. Okay? We need to go back to the right shoulder, and we need to switch the INU, or inertial navigation unit, on, which is up. Now normally there's more to do, but because it's on automatic, it'll do it itself. When you turn round, right, let's put this down, there will be some text here in Cyrillic, and there's a 3-minute wait time. After that 3-minute wait time, this appears. Now if we look up, and I'm going to zoom in, there are two symbols here. One is a diamond and one is a triangle. Okay? When you have to do the alignment, you'll see these two appear, but they're out by 10 degrees. So the diamond represents your trimmer, the triangle is your heading, and the heading is 10 degrees out, so it'll be down here, and the diamond will be there. So this is where you have to align them. So the way you would normally do that, or the easiest way, is go and find yourself, right? Just click the triangle up here. There I am. When you click on yourself, you'll see which way your heading is, 208. Okay? So 208 is where we need it to be. As I said, it'll be lower than that. It'll be like 108. It'll be down here at 10 degrees out. Excuse me. So, hey Stixie. So what we need to do is utilise this little knob. Okay. Thanks, Stixie. Is we're going to have to change that setting and set this to 208. You must also make a note of what this is. There's another way of knowing where this should be, but I'm not going to set it because I don't need to. So I would rotate this knob until this said 208. I would then push this little switch down, back to the middle, and then set this back to there, and that would get rid of that 10-degree discrepancy. If you've got that discrepancy, when you come to fly the helicopter, you're going to have problems. Okay? You have to fix it. You'll have problems with your weapons. Amongst other things, you're flying 10 degrees out from the trimmer. If you're not using the trimmer, if you're not firing anything, that's fine. You should be okay. But you'll be out. Your trimmer will be in. You'll fly, but you will be flying in the wrong direction, okay? So that's how you would do it. I can't show you now just because of this mission. Right. I now need to carry on starting the rest of this up, and I'm going to switch on my radios, VHF 1.2, data link, VHF talk, switch a data link on here. You're right, matey. Thanks for the sub. Anybody flying sharks at the moment?
Sorry, late
What number you on?
response ATM.
Okay, cheers, matey. So this here is a data link. It's fine, matey. You don't, you know, I'm not your mum. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to bring a letter. So basically here, we've got a very sort of, it looks simplistic. It's a data link. So we can have 4 helicopters flying together, communicating with each other, sending each other targets and things, which we may or may not get a chance to do. Pup is on number 2. I'm on number 1, and all I need to do is switch this over to Wingman. I'll be able to see him on my Abris.
Does Thrustmaster throttle okay for aircraft with 2 engines?
Are we talking which Thrustmaster? Are we talking the Thrustmaster Warthog throttle? Or are we talking the single, the Thrustmaster 16001?
What I can find only is one throttle.
Right, okay. Oh, that one. Yeah. You can use a single throttle, right, to manage 2 and probably even 4 engines when if you get up to something bigger. Yeah. It will do the job for, you know, your exploratory work. Do you know what I mean? But I'll tell you, you will grow out of that setup at some point, and if you've got the money to buy it, you'll want something a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more robust. But it'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine. It works fine. As I said, the other half used to use exactly that, basically. Right. Okay. So once we come down to here, you've got some blue buttons, and what we're going to do is switch on the pitch hold, bank hold, and heading hold. And these work in a similar way to SAS in other aircraft, stability augmentation systems, similar. So they smooth the input. When you fly this helicopter, it flies incredibly smoothly, but there's a lot of sophistication in it, and you're not actually flying directly, but I'll explain that after. We got an ejection seat, one of the few helicopters that actually has an ejection seat. We've got a fire extinguisher we put on. We're going to turn around to the right shoulder again. And we've got the L140, which is a laser and rangefinder, and the UV26, which is the countermeasures. If we look up, okay, we can make sure that's on. Everything seems to be on. I need to uncage the standby attitude indicator. So I'm going to switch it on down here. And standby SAI power on. And I'm going to rotate this knob, and that'll remove this flag. And we'll set the standby attitude indicator to on the ground, and here's your slip indicator. Is that what it is? Now there was me thinking that they actually wiped themselves out by having blade strikes. I thought you were going to sleep, Mr. Camel. It's got to be late. You must start feeling extremely tired. Oh dear me. I bet you are tired today, aren't you? Are you falling asleep yet? I hope you haven't got your headphones on, Camel. Anyway, let's go down to the screen.
This is my conscience talking to you.
Is this your conscience, is it? If we hit nav, right, we can see all the nav points, okay?
Kev said, please don't start ear licking.
If you're wondering why I've got 2 mics, when I'm explaining things to people, like when I'm looking over here, right, you'll notice a very subtle change in where I'm talking. And when I'm looking over here, have you noticed it's slightly left? And it's a little bit of an audio prompt for when I'm doing stuff. So it sort of helps a little bit. You can get the direction, look, as I'm turning my head. So if you are wearing headphones or something, or you've got something reasonable stereo-wise, then you can tell that difference. Do you know what I mean? But of course, I can always just send people to sleep, which I can do, by the way. It does work. Okay, so I think we're more or less ready to go. We need to stop the APU. We no longer need it. So if we look down here, we hit the stop button. Just make sure you don't hit that stop button, because it'll stop whatever engine this little toggle is set to. So use the one with the red circle. And then we turn round to the right, and we're now going to switch off the fuel flow for the APU. Okay. Right, so I haven't got any weapons on at the moment, so I need to put some weapons on. So if I just make a radio call, right, I'll just basically put my weapons on, do a generic loadout, switch off the last two. I don't want anti-air. You can actually save these to how you want, okay, and then call them up whenever you want. Just talking, I've used 7% of the fuel, would you believe it? And I'm going to say, okay.
Request refueling.
Now you'll see a request for refueling and a request for rearming, and there's no response.
SDP_Isaac said, switching APU fuel feed off will kill it anyway.
Oh, it will, yeah. I'm just, you know, I'll go through the process. Right, so if you notice, I got no response, and that's because this knob here needs to be turned over to ground crew. Okay? Now when I make the same request, I should get a response, providing I'm close enough to somewhere that can supply what I've asked for. If I'm in the middle of nowhere, in the back end of Syria, and I'm landed and I do this, no one's going to answer. So you need a FARB or a base that is owned by yourselves. And you see the copy, right? So that tells me they're going to do it. Just bear in mind, just if there's somebody watching who's never touched DCS, the weight of the weapons will be added to the weight of the aircraft in all cases, okay? The CTLD script that is in use now adds the weight of the things you load within the script, which is absolutely brilliant. Before, scripts would just do their thing and not really have much interaction with a module, but now it's much more advanced. You can see there's a bit of wobble there. I'm going to drink my cup of tea. Although, to be honest, this is rated a 10 out of 10 cup of tea or coffee module, because of the fact that you can basically fly it and have a drink at the same time. Has anyone got any questions so far? I'm also going to put on the axis. So this axis shows you what my controls are doing. So this is my cyclic or my joystick. This is my rudder. Okay, down the bottom you'll see the collective going up and down. Okay, the B flashing means the brakes are on. And when I finish my cup of tea, because again DCS and Star Citizen are both games where I guarantee you'll end up with cold tea and cold coffee every single time, which is why so many people will drink beer when they play, or something like that, or wine. That reminds me, it's Christmas coming up. I need to get some wine to play with. I'm out to practice. But I'm a bit weird. I have a glass of wine and a cup of tea as well. Okay, has anyone got any questions on this, by the way? Has anyone got a shark and has struggled with it, or has tried the shark? Hey, Sergeant Steele. This is a KA-50 Black Shark. So it's a single person It's a really good attack helicopter. You get a range of about maximum probably about 9 to 10 kilometres out the missiles. That depends on height. When you're going after SAMs and things, you'll probably get round about, I don't know, 8 or 9. But you don't need anyone else with you. So if you're like most people in DCS, you haven't got enough friends to fly the modules with you. Even my other half's got the Apache. I don't think she realises, but my idea was always to throw her in the front. Actually, she'd probably quite enjoy it. You'd enjoy it, wouldn't you, Luce? In the front of an Apache? Yeah, you can just click the cockpit and you're not flying. You're just doing all the weapons and the clever stuff. I think you would enjoy it. Right, has anyone got any questions? I think I answered the helicopter there. The Sergeant Steele, is it? Are you part of an org by any chance? Or a clan in some other game?
No, sir. Just a DCS fan.
Oh, right, okay, I just wondered. It's because there's a whole group. There's one called British Sergeants Mess, that's why I wondered. So, do you fly DCS already? Right, cup of tea's finished. Okay.
SDP_Isaac said, we're not switching on the nav system on the rear panel nor only?
No specific reason.
Ulisep said, at SGT Steel 1KA52 I believe.
It's a KA50. It's as I said, it's a bit of a bastard one because of what they've had to do with the weapons. Right, okay. Brakes. Wheel brakes are on because when you take off in this, you are going to have to push your cyclic forward, okay? When you push your cyclic forward, the helicopter will move forward. When you're on a fob or something like that, or on a helicopter pad, you don't really want to be moving forward. You might have things around you, so if you leave your brake on, you'll just take straight off. It would if you sort of if you were in a rush, I guess. Do you know what I mean? I think it's more about the detail. I don't think the order's too bad. The order's fairly straightforward. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so basically, yeah, this will roll forward. So it's better to have the brakes on, save you rolling forward. That way you can take off and it will just go straight up. One of the things you have to be aware of is when you start increasing the collective, if we leave this where it is, you are going to go backwards. And at this point in time, I don't know what's behind me. There could be someone else there taking off, and I don't want to go into them. So as I take off, I'm going to push the stick forward, okay? You can always feel that as you start to lift off your... what am I looking for? Oh, yeah. As I start to lift off, it goes light on wheels. And I'm going to just push the stick forward in a minute. There. Okay. I'm going to press the key for bringing the undercarriage up. And there's a few things I want to show you before I start going. Right.
Get those supplies.
Oh, you and your supplies. At the moment, I don't have... Is the trimmer set? I don't think it is now. I don't have the trimmer set. So in the hood, you can see there's a separation between the diamond now and the heading. You can also see a line down there. That line tells you which way you're drifting, which you might think, well, why do I need that? If you're over sea or in clouds or snow, it's not always easy if you've got no point of reference. Here we can see we're going off to that side, yeah? On the top left is our speed in knots. On the top right is our height in meters. Now what I'm going to do is use the trimmer. Now as I said earlier, the trimmer in the helicopters in DCS is a compromise. So what I mean by that is in real life on a helicopter, I think the trimming system is more of a brake system using frictional magnets. Okay? In game, when you trim using the default, which I would suggest is the best one, center stick trimming, you need to relax your grip on the stick. Okay, so if I move the stick forward and trim and let go, right, and trim it, what will happen, right, I am moving my real life joystick all the way around its extremities, and you can see there's no input. It's waiting for me to center my stick, so all I need to do is relax my stick, and you'll see it wobble a bit in the minute when it hits the middle. Okay, there. And now, even though the in-game stick is here, which is forward, okay, my real life stick's in the middle, and that's because we've got these big center springs on it. Now I've got input to the helicopter again. Okay, now this particular helicopter is a little bit different. If you're in the Huey, the trimmer will set as soon as you press the button. So you have to be careful and relax your grip on the stick. With this helicopter, the trimmer is set when you let go of the trimmer. So I'm going to show you a couple of things about the trimmer. Now, if you're new to the Shark, if you're not careful and you start using the trimmer without understanding it, it's very easy to think that the helicopter is resisting you. And I'll slow down a little bit first, and then I'll show you what I mean. As we get below 50, right, you'll see the line reappear, and the line gets longer and longer until it hits 50. But it will show you what direction you're going when you're sort of going less than 50. I'm just slowing down a little bit, and it'll kick in a second. There it is. Right, so if I let go and take my feet off all my controls, my helicopter does what it's doing. Nothing, right? This is why I say it's good for drinking cups of tea. Now,
said I wouldn't recommend using this trim mode when old or very cheap joysticks, because wobbly center could mean you never get control back, just as an infant.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So basically, what does this mean, right? If I push my stick, you can see me pushing it, watch what happens to the helicopter. Right, now this would normally be going somewhere, but it's not doing a lot. It's just wobbling around. Okay, if I keep pushing, it's going to start going over that way. I'm going to add a little bit of rudder, and it feels like it's resisting me. Okay, and there's a reason for that I'm going to explain in a second. So I've now got it turning, right, and I'm going to speed up just a little bit. And you can see it wants to turn to the right. It feels really like it's struggling. It doesn't want me to do what I'm doing. And watch what happens when I let go. I've let go of everything. The helicopter is now turning round. It's slowing itself down. Right? It's rolling out. And I'm not doing this. And there's the line again. So the trimmer on this helicopter manages 20% of the input. So you imagine a straight line 0 to 100, right? Once you set that trimmer it will manage the first 20% of your control input. Okay? And it's resisting me because I need to put 21% in before I even, right? Before I even, what was the O for when you flew across? Did you like the way I flinched or not? Right, before it will react to my info. Yeah, that's fine. It's not a problem. Right?
SGT Studio One said, Chinook was damn close.
Man, it's fine.
Ilsep said, with the first master TWC's throttling, how do I manage multi-engined aircraft? With the single throttling, how do I give individual engines power while starting them up?
There's different ways of doing it, to be honest. But you will have to manage all the engines generally as one, but some of the engines with startup. Yeah, you would basically have a switch. You would do one and then do the other. But hey, do you do the F-18? It's been ages, and I haven't used a single throttle for ages. You can do it. You can do it. You would use the keyboard or assign a button to the keyboard, right? Yeah, you could use a keyboard to push the throttle into idle for the one side, and then idle into the other side, and you'd use your throttle for the power then. Do you see what I mean? So typically, most throttles or most planes would you would use something like control and home and right shift and home to move a throttle into an idle mode when you're starting up, and then when the engines are started, you'd use your throttle for giving them more power. Do you see what I mean? This is why I say, because you can already fly in real life, this is why I was saying, just, you know, be careful what you buy, because you're used to having multiple throttles anyway. And there's nothing to say you can't buy a dual throttle controller and still the other same joystick and pedals. But again, you know, pedals are pedals. If you fly these things, you know, if you're not careful, you will spend a lot of money. You can spend probably easy spend $1,000 on pedals and joystick and throttle. Some joysticks also don't have twist, and you have to be aware of that as well. But in that case, yeah, it's doable. Right, so where was I? Yeah, I know. So basically, this controls, once you set the trim on this, it flies. You can see the helicopter, look, is constantly trying to get to that diamond. Right? And as long as you're not pushing more than 20% input, the helicopter trimmer will manage it. Okay? And the way you fly, if I want to adjust now, I push. If you want to move now, you disengage or disable the trimmer, and you would do that by pressing and holding the trimmer. So a lot of time when you're flying, look, this responds instantly now to what I want, and it will do what I want and go where I want. If I even stop this in a roll, right, you can let go, and this thing, because there's a bit of roll in it, it will always try and reach the trimmer setting, but it can't maintain it because there's a roll. So the helicopter will just go round and round forever. Okay? Where am I supposed to be going, by the way? Did you get the gist? Okay? So you want to fly it, you press and hold the button. You want to set the trim, you let go of the trim button. and that's it. It's really easy, and as I said, it's the system. It's a helicopter. Unlike the Huey, it's being flown by the systems. You're just adding input. And the other thing you need to know is that the where was I going? Let's have a look. Down here, which is 202. That'll do. The other thing you need to be aware of is that all these controls, right, are going through the blades. Now, as I start moving faster, okay, and I'm just going round more to the direction I needed to go. As I start moving faster, the blades, right, will start lifting. I mean, in a helicopter, as soon as you start moving forward, you'll start getting lift, right?
Had to go have fun and always somewhere in the world, Sam.
All right, matey. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for the additional information as well. So, when we move, we're doing 159 at the moment. I'll just stabilise this out just a little bit, and now I've trimmed. I'll just adjust the height so it's not climbing. It's a bit of a balancing act, you'll see, as I drop the collective, the nose drops and the speed increases. So if I want it not to move anymore, I can just balance it out. Okay, so what you've got to remember is, as I said at the beginning, all the controls go through the blades. And the blades, as I get faster, right, the blade on the top lifts on the left. Hey, Pedro. Good morning. The blades on the top lift on the left. The blades on the bottom go the other way around. That means they lift on the right. It's not so bad at the moment, matey. Oh, by the way, something you might be interested in, unless you already know. Can you see the way the blades on the right are getting closer together? So if I go even faster, right? Let's go a lot faster. You'll see the blades start to get closer and closer. Look. Now there's a point where I start overstraining the blades, and a point where those blades are going to collide on the right hand side. However, before that, I'm going to get a beeping warning, right? And this is why you end up with ejection seats. So the ejection seat, if you eject, will blow the blades out explosively, open a hatch on the top, and throw you out to the top, okay? Now I have to be careful when I'm looking through here, depending which direction I'm going. You can't always see everything. Make sure I'm going in the right direction, which I am. Let's have a little look down here. Where's Pup? Oh, Stu's over there, is he? Okay. We've got a fob here by the looks of it as well, which is good. It means we can rearm, refuel. So I'm heading in more or less the right direction. So I'm going a little bit quicker. Blades are getting closer. So I have to be careful now, because if I suddenly turn going at this speed, I am going to push those blades into each other. And that does happen, has happened, and will happen in real life, okay? It's not just a game thing. It happens in real life. But if you sort of lower the envelope down to stop pilots from doing that, you're also potentially removing an opportunity they have to get out of a situation if you put in a restriction. So it's like, well, this is what happens if you push it too hard, but sometimes they might need to, and maybe they do get close to getting to that point. Okay, so there we go. We just go along nicely, and it's yeah, it's quite happy going along. And if I balance this out, which is all right now, nearly, it's still got a bit of climb. Remember, when it goes faster, it wants to lift, okay? So again, you can balance that out just like you can with a plane, and get it holding quite steady. There is a fourth channel which I don't normally use, and that will come on when we slow down and stop, and we go into auto hover. Why have we got pilots down there? What sort of range have we got? Let's switch this. I've got to be careful because I'm a bit low, as I said. Could you hear that change in my voice then? No panicky moves though. The worst thing you can ever do with a helicopter is a panicky move. So don't think you can suddenly do it big. I need to get down. Down pilot there. He's been shot at already, isn't he? So it would help if I actually... Where are we going? King Hussein. Let's see if I can set the thingamajig to King Hussein. Somebody did tell me last week, and would you believe I've forgotten? Let's just make sure I'm not... Oh, I'm going up, if anything, look. Don't want to go too high as I get closer. Slow down a little bit as well, I think. So all the adjustments I'm doing, I'm holding the button, holding the trimmer in. Let's see if I can find King Hussein. My problem is I can't read that from here in real life. Just getting too bloody old. As are most of the pilots and the people who fly with me, to be fair. I'll be streaming Star Citizen tomorrow, by the way.
What's this thing you need to tell me?
Star Citizen's in VR, mate, in the PTU. On experimental at the moment, but it works. I thought you'd be pleased to know. Oh, I've missed it. This is the trouble. Let me get down to here. We've got some stingers down here that he's put in. I can't see much in terms of cover.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
It's
you know.
in a Discord, mate.
I thought it
Applied
was.
A few days ago.
Oh, I thought you might have done. I'm surprised you weren't. Everybody was surprised when it come out. I don't think it was expected, but they always said they'd do it once they've done Vulcan, and they must be relatively happy with Vulcan and thought, you know what, let's see how it goes, shall we?
Like a fox, mate.
I know. Sneaky, huh? But have you tried it yet I bet you haven't had time, have you? I was going to say, I bet it's a bit of a game changer. And it's not perfect yet. But, yeah, you can imagine. It's going to be get the buckets, isn't it?
Kev said, I was so excited a little bit of we came out.
I'm sure you were, Kev, but I think that's more to do with old age than anything else. If you ask Lisa, she'll recommend some pull-ups. Mr. Touche. How you
Pedro _McLaren said, no, I was in Newcastle until last night.
Yeah, I
have
thought
never installed the PT, but I'm excited to try it.
it's.
Needless to say, it did warm fuzzy things to me.
I thought it might do, and you weren't wetting yourself like Kev now. Yeah, I thought you would appreciate it, matey. Can you imagine Squadron 42 in VR? Because you can bet your bottom dollar that that's one of the things they're working on. Ah, dear. Right, okay, hopefully. What range are we there? I haven't got this set and I need to, don't I? Let's slow down. Sometimes it's quite difficult. I should have done this before. You slow down with this thing. Literally, you need to be holding the trimmer, lifting the nose up, and at the same time compensating for the loss of lift. So managing your collective, what you don't want to do is go flying into the air. You also don't want to drop out of the air. Okay, you can see it's a little bit sort of wobbly there, be on the edge. When you fly over ground, which it's much better to talk about with a Huey, but when you fly low to the ground, you'll hit something called ground effect, which is about the same diameter or the same height as the diameter of your rotor as a general guideline, and it's like a cushion of air, and it allows you to hover nicely when you're low down over ground, buildings, ships. Ships are quite interesting to land on and take off with helicopters. Now, when this line comes out, if you hold your trimmer, right, you can pull your stick back in the opposite direction to this line. So whenever you want to go into auto hover, which I'm going to do in a minute, so I can sort out where I'm supposed to be going, just keep holding it back. See the speed reducing. When it gets lower, right, let go a bit just to allow it to settle a bit, because it'll still go down, and try and get this as low as you possibly can before you hit the auto hover button. Okay, so if you can get it really low, let's see, that's probably okay. Hit the auto hover button, and what it'll do is take a GPS reading, but obviously a Russian one, and it will use the trimmer system to keep the helicopter in position. Okay, you can see now that it's not moving forward, and you also see it's sitting where I press the button. It also switches on the fourth channel, which is altitude hold. So if you look at this, right, this is now sitting perfectly still, hovering at about 40 meters. Okay, if you press it and you're moving faster, it'll take longer for it to get into the auto hover. You can press it as up to about 12 kilometers an hour, but then you're going to have to wait for it to settle. So if you can get it as slow as possible and then do it, it'll be a lot easier. Right, so let's check on the map. That's probably where I'm actually going, over there. Yep, that looks about right. So let's just go through. Now, somebody did tell me last week. There we go, there it is. So now I can see how far, 15.2 clicks away. I can turn round on the Shark 2. We have this, which, Shark 3, which is really useful for aligning where your heading is. So I can go over there, and then I need to sit back and remain really low as I get closer. My weapons will not fire, right? I can't reach the target of 15.2 clicks. So I'm going to have to look for some terrain I can hide behind. Look at this. It's useless, isn't it? There's nothing. So we'll see how we get on. Probably die. So I'm going to switch the auto hover off. Okay. I'm going to press the altitude hold. Sorry. I was in the Apache for a second then. Holding the trimmer button. And I'm going to turn around towards target, but I'm also reducing my height and get as low to the ground as I can. We know the SAM's there already. 124 radio check. Oh, that won't work because I never switched this back to my radio channel. 124 radio check. Copy, thank you. That's built-in comms, okay, if you were wondering. So we're on the same radio channel. If Pup is still in the if Pup is still in the Shark, I should be able to see him on the screen. And she doesn't like me flying around this slow without the gear
Lower
down.
gear.
No, shut up. So I need to get within a range. Now, before I quite get there, I can also take a look and see what I can see. And then put some of these targets on my Abras. So if you remember at the beginning, if you were here, I said the L140 laser is laser guidance, and it's also oh, for God's sake, what's the word? I thought too hard. Laser guidance and range finding. There you go. It popped in. Am I doing this more often, Kev? Or have I always done it the same? I'm just wondering. So we can utilise that, and we can add targets to our Abras, and then utilising that we can change position without worrying about the target, and we can get the helicopter to automatically point itself at the target, which is brilliant. See, we're still down to 12 clicks away. It's really flat over here, isn't it? I think Kev's probably put some RT, and we'll be pounding the target. Not Kev, Stu, I mean. Yeah, as I was saying, Yam, some of the stuff you fly through in Star Citizen, you just imagine that in VR, or just approaching the space stations. If you remember, like the first time you ever go on a carrier in a Huey in VR, you realise how big the carrier is. Well, now you put a space station in front of your little ship, and it will look absolutely phenomenal. And do you remember the conversation we had about a week or two ago about how I haven't got time to make videos and things, and I really need to make videos, and I've been trying for a long time? And you said, I hope you have more time for making videos. You should be doing it. I leave work on the 5th of January. Right, so I'm just creeping up. Don't want to go too fast. Keeping an eye down here. Look, you can see I'm still 12 clicks away. Can't reach with a target. Can't reach with the weapons, but can certainly. You can see I'm coming within their detection range, so I've got to be careful. Should have gone under these cables really, but let's go up to this building, whatever it is. See if we can utilise it. There's a few hills and a few undulations, so I'm guessing that, you know, being this low down, the target is down that slope the other side, which might be quite good, might work in my advantage. Can't tell if this is a reservoir here or what. Just go over these cables. You right, cock? Let's slow down. Try not to hit this fence. Looks like another airbase or something. We're going to be able to use this.
Lower gear.
Shut your hole.
Lower gear.
There's green smoke, which is the target. So what I'm going to do is just try and mask myself with this. Hit the button. Wait for it to settle. Ah, come on, stay over that side. Okay, maybe alright. So what I'm going to do now, oh, the target is off to my left. I'll probably end up exposing myself. what I'm going to do is lift myself up in the air. Am I drifting? No. Looks like I'm drifting, but I don't think I am. I'm going to pull this down so you can see it better. And what I'm going to do... There's the smoke. I'm going to release the Schwal. At the front of the helicopter is a gimbaled camera. There. Difficult to see. Okay, and to the side of it, there's a round thing sticking out on that side, and that is the laser / rangefinder. You can just about see the cannon sticking out there. So what I'm going to do is, there's the thing. I'm going to let go of the Schwal, or let go of it, uncage it, and you'll suddenly see this little screen pop into life. And I'm then going to pull the camera down and move it over and look over here. And I'll zoom in here. That's where the smoke is. Okay. And we can see things. I don't know what things we can see. For some reason we're drifting off to the left all of a sudden. Don't know why, but I think it's the camera, not the thing. Okay. So we can get a view into the area, which is brilliant. Now this camera, if we zoom out a little bit, you can see where I'm looking. Okay, so I can look all the way over there. Is that just trees? I wasn't sure if it was a water tower. And this will go all the way over, right to this point over here. You'll see in a minute. It's quite a good view. Okay, so what's that? Approximately 30, 40, 50, 60, 35 degrees, yeah? And you can see this is flashing. This is telling me that where I'm looking, right, is at the end of its view. If we look in the hood, we see a box, and the box appears when the camera is outside of the hood region. So this is a bounding box that tells me where it is. This tells me that I've got to the edge of my bounding box and can't go anymore. Now I can look that way 35 degrees and that way 35 degrees, which is really good. Right? Now the problem is we've got a laser over there, right? And that laser points forward. The gimbal is pointing over here somewhere, okay? But my laser's pointing forward. And my weapons, which are the Vickers, are... Is Yam in? Oh, he is. Sorry, Yam, I didn't know you was in. Right? So, basically, there's a little switch down here that is set to auto. And think of it like a set of restrictions. When it's set to auto, it applies rules like the laser and the target, right, that you've got selected have to be concentric. And you have to be within the range of the weapon, otherwise you're not allowed to fire. Okay? And that's there because if you adhere to that, you stand a higher chance of hitting the target. It will allow you to go sort of manual, and then it doesn't care. If I was pointing my target over there, my weapons, and my laser over there, okay, if I was pointing my camera over there with the laser over there, it doesn't care, just let you fire, which is a waste. So you have to use your own discretion. If you do that, you can hit targets that you couldn't normally hit, and you can extend the length of the weapon as well, just by going higher. So the other thing is, if it's got those constraints... Hey, weekday gaming.
How is everyone tonight?
Tonight, all good, thank you very much. And it is daytime, it's around about 11:40 AM UK time or GMT. So what we've got to do, let's think of a way of keeping the laser and the targeting together and it provides a feature called auto turn. Now I'm going to switch this off, and I'm going to switch auto turn on, which is this button here. Difficult to read because of the way the sun's hitting it. Right, there's also a bit of wind. I think it come on. It's really hard, but it's on. Now when I release the Schwal or uncage it, see the helicopter start to rotate a bit. So watch what happens when I move my camera. When I let go, the helicopter turns with it. Can you see? So that is pretty good. There's the green smoke. I assume the green smoke is a target rather than anything else, because it looks to me as though we've got something down there, and it also looks like there's a slope. That looks like a pole, but there's a slope.
Under attack.
Okay, it's spotted, mate.
Under attack.
Now, I can't tell.
Warning. Under attack.
Ah, it's not going at me.
Under
Can you see?
attack. Warning.
It's going at someone else. Also, let's move this over there, because that's where the SAMs are. Wink. Right, we can see where that smoke come from. So it looks like, there we go, look. Excuse me. So what I can do is mark these targets. So let's have a look. Zoom in. Now this allows me to have two levels. There's the airbase. There's a target there. I don't think I can specifically get it, but what I'm going to do is switch on my laser. Okay, laser rangefinder. Hit the button, and look at that. It gets a lock, but it's 11.6 kilometers away. Well, that's no good to me. So what I'm going to do is get that target in my Abras. So up here we've got a series of buttons, and the first one is a ground target, the second one is a SAM, the third one is something else. So I'm going to press this, and I'm going to put send memory, and if we look, we can see now in that position a diamond. Okay, and that's really good, and it's really good because now I know where it is. Okay, I don't have to worry about finding them again. Let's get rid of this lock. Oh look, there's something else. That's a sort of SAMmy thing. I might be able to hit that from here, but just in case, I'm going to press this button and save it. Okay, so I'm going to select my, first of all, let's put my weapon system on. It's always a good idea, isn't it, when you're in a combat zone area. I'm going to put master arm on, and I'm going to select my Vickers. Now my Vickers are the laser guided missiles, and it's pointing at 9, right? So I'm going to select them, and when I select them, you'll see a green light telling me which pylon I've got selected. Note there's not 3 green things there. That's because, as I said, this is a bastard helicopter. It also tells me I've got 12 left. If I select the other pylon, those are the rockets. These are the missiles. The number on the outside is how many rounds of ammo I've got, and I've got 24 times 10, 240 rounds of high explosive ammo. If I drop it, I've got 220 rounds of armor piercing ammo. Okay, so now I've got my rockets. We can look here, and this is the pipper for my Vickers. Now it's not letting me, it won't let me fire. Do you remember what I said? I said it's got a restriction on it that says you've got to fire within the range of the weapon, which is 7.1 clicks, and right, the laser and the target have got to be concentric, which they are. So what I'm going to try, in fact, let's explain that first. This is a range. This is the shortest possible. This is the longest possible range, and you see we're over it. So this target, or this weapon, will only go 7.1 clicks, and we are too far. Okay, so I've saved the information about where these things are, but I'm going to chance it. So I'm going to switch this to manual, and now we suddenly get a C, which is like a consent to fire. So will I be able to extend this missile that far? I don't think so, but shall we try? Right, I'm going to fire. Rifle. So there goes the missile. Let's follow it down, and it'll probably land a little bit short, to be honest. There's the missile.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning.
It knows where I am now, doesn't it?
Warning.
That's gonna go too short, I think. Okay. So, what can I do?
Attack. Warning.
Apart from be aware that I'm gonna be shot at soon, is let's try. Oh, it's moving.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Okay.
Warning. Under attack.
Let's try
Under
something.
attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Oh, I've got something on my left, or is someone firing and I don't know? Oh, that's all right, thanks.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning.
Right, what I'm gonna do is see
Under attack.
if I can aim over here
Under attack.
somewhere.
Warning.
Right.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning.
And
Under
watch.
attack.
Rifle. I've lost where the missile is. I think it might have just disappeared, I'm not sure. But I'm obviously too far. Oh man, was that just in front?
You ever thought about doing guides and voice is very easy to listen to and you explain it very well. I don't find this trouble that you are making it very easy to follow along.
Yeah, that's what I try. As it happens, I did do some videos, and I've been doing this for years, and I'm geared up now to be able to do some really good videos in lots of ways. So I'm streaming to YouTube in 4K as we speak, but because of changing circumstances, I will be free from the 5th of Jan, and it gives me about 6 months possibly to be able to have a go and do some really good videos, what I intended to do all along. I don't expect it to make any money.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, I don't expect it to make any money per se, but it's worth a try. I've never gone after the money angle. And then after about 6 months, I'll have to get a small job.
Unemployed until I choose to return.
Yeah, when I was unemployed previously, I used to, if I got annoyed at a job, I'd have 3 months off or something. At COVID, I was made redundant just before, so me and the other half had 2 years off. I'm an asthmatic, but this really, I am going on the 5th of Jan, but I'm old, and this job I've been doing recently is 80 mile away, lots of driving there and back. My days are 12, 13 hours. I can't do what I used to do, so it's going to free me up. I can't necessarily exist like that, but I can exist for a while. I used to do about 40,000 a year, but at the moment it's a pain in the ass because roadworks. It's about an hour and a half at best, 2 to 2.5 hours at worst. Let's see. Obviously I'm not going to reach that target. Okay, so let's see. Now this has moved, right? Obviously. So what I might do is if I move to here, let's have a look at those trees. Where are they? They're quite close. Right? This is moved, so what I'm going to have to do is select the second thing that I chose. Click that twice. You'll see it flashing. Will you see it flashing? I should be able to clear it. Okay. Should really have one on there. That's not worked the way I expected for some unknown reason. Come on. Is it flashing now? No. I should be able to clear it, but I'm not doing this right, am I? Maybe if I select... That's flashing. Click it again. Clear. Well, that's not working quite the way I expected that to work, but never mind. What I'm going to do, we can see the other thing behind the fence. Right, I know it's there, and we've got a shit ton of stuff over there as well. So why not just add some of these before I actually move? So there's one thing. That's a tank. So it's a different symbol for a tank. It's that one. We're going to add that. And there's more tanks by it. So let's not worry about that for now. Let's think about moving. How are we going to get closer? Right? Take that off. Take that off. And then start scraping me butt on the floor over to those trees. Now, because I'm going over there, what I've got to be careful of is I can't see some of the terrain very well with that on. So I've got to get really, really low. Right, and stay really low. Now the tanky things will obviously see me, but what we'll do is we'll settle just down by these trees. I don't think they're close enough.
Got to stay low enough to not get spotted by sunlight.
Yeah. The thing is that depending on what those the other armour is, it might basically be able to shoot me. I might be within the range of that. You come in for a drink without me asking? I forgot I'd put you on auto mode. Oh, you're going to have a bath? Not yet. I don't have to stop at 1 o'clock, do I? Because I'm not... You know what I mean? I've got to just wait to see what my feet tell me. I know, that sounds weird. When I fly, and I'm sitting down with my feet on the pedals, got my toes on there, if I stay too long in this position, my feet swell up and they start tingling. See, this is all old age. It's been diabetic. So, I also have a footstool over my pedals, would you believe? So I'm going to show you something. This is really good. Oh, I know, yeah. It's not just that. I'm a type 2 diabetic as well. So yeah, you have to watch some of the chairs. Yeah. Hey, Platty, thank you. Right, now I'll show you something which is really good. I don't think the targets... Thanks, Platty. Right, now I'm going to show you something that is really good. This is an amazing feature of the Shark, right? I've just moved from over there. I'm now over here. I'm now back in an auto hover. Where's my targets? Well, there they are. Right, we got one there and we got that other one that's moving there. So, what I'm going to do is switch on auto hover, auto turn, okay? Make sure my laser's on, which it is, which I've been turning on and off without you noticing. I'm going to select one of these targets. Okay, and you can see it flashing. Can you see that? I'll get a bit closer. And then I'm going to press DL ingress. Now, I'll put this on. Watch what happens to the helicopter and the camera when I release the Schwal, as I call it. Okay, so it's turned towards the target. It's put my camera where the target is and moved my helicopter to point towards it. Okay? So if I lifted up a little bit, I would be able to see, let's put this back down to auto, I would be able to see, right, that target. Now, I think it's a little bit too far away, and I think this might not be pointing at it in terms of the distance. This is in the way. I'm going to go down this tree line first, because I think that's going to get me closer, okay? But do you see how powerful that is? Now, if I send targets to Pup, who could be anywhere else around this area of operation, right? He can do exactly the same thing. I send him a target. He does exactly what I've just done. And his helicopter, which might be in a better position, but he hasn't seen the targets, will turn round and point towards targets. I mean, how amazing is that? It's such a good feature. Yes, matey. I can't wear them. I do have diabetic socks, right? But pressure socks, they're a pain in the ass. I tend to just be careful, which is why I only do 4 hours now. Because if my feet tingle a little bit, I've got a footrest over my pedals, literally. And I used to do sort of 8-hour streams. I had to stop. I can do longer when I'm in Star Citizen because I'll have my feet up, which is why sometimes I let other people fly. Do you know what I mean? Hey. Yeah. Is the lady friend Nursey as well as she? Yeah. Oh, right. Just know somebody. I get grief off my friend's wife who is, and some of the injuries. She's also gory. She likes injuries because she's a trauma nurse, and so when I have injuries, I have to send her pictures. And she was really quite pleased with the hole in my leg I had at one point. But hang on, let me turn you up a little bit. Just a minute. Go on, talk again. No, I missed what you said. Yeah. Oh, I heard that bit. Yeah. Is my friend's wife. She just likes injuries. And she bends my ear because I have stuff I have to put on my legs.
Is your frame rate bad or is it the stream?
What stream's that, matey? Well, oh, that number 2? Oh no, it's because I had to mess around a little bit.
Which?
Yeah. No, that should be running normal. Oh, just touch the floor. I have to be careful. It's so easy to wreck the Schval and the gun underneath if you're not careful. I might be a little bit low. As long as I haven't wrecked it, that's fine. So I'm just trying to get closer. This clump of trees here looks quite advantageous. If you are going to go and use trees, don't get too close. Can you see the grass coming through the bottom of the helicopter? If you're too close to the trees, you're going to lose the effect. I tried to explain this the other week and it's quite difficult, but if you've ever been to a castle, you see the windows in a castle for the archers, where you have a very wide opening on the inside, there's no cars, and a very narrow one on the outside. And you're trying to do exactly the same thing when you're doing what I'm doing. So if you sit back from the trees, it's like having a wide opening, and it's easier for you to see the enemy than it is for the enemy to see you. Usually you've got to have distance. I'm a little bit close probably, but we'll see. I just need to get over there, give me some cover. We can see where the enemy is. They're over there. But as I said, I'm trying to just disappear into the terrain, the clutter and everything else. And they're probably looking a little bit higher than me, but we just got to watch the tanks. Fortunately, nowadays in DCS, all of these trees are collisionable. Back in the day, the trees, missiles would pass through. Whereas now you touch a tree and you're dead.
The dust plume shouldn't give away your position that much, eh?
Nah. Whilst the AI, if you PvP, you're playing against other people, you definitely see the dust.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
So, I think that's probably just pinged me. I don't think it necessarily means that it's shooting at me. And this looks to me to be quite a good position. See the way this ground, oh, don't want to go too low, undulates a little bit. We've got some good trees here, slightly foreground, slightly background.
Warning. Under attack.
Under
attack.
Anyone firing? So there's something over on the left hand side as well that is firing. Right, so what I'm going to do is turn myself round in an approximate direction and then slow this thing down and stop. Probably going back 2 more. There we go. Press the button. Let it settle. Now you might think, oh, I'm really low, right? Which is fine. I'm never going to be able to fire a missile from this height. But what I want to do is, let's see. Oh, I've still got that thing selected. No. Select. Can you hear the guns going off in the background? It's alright, I'm not in Brazil. We used to play gaming with, there's a guy, I know, really nice guy. He was in Brazil, and you'd hear bloody machine guns going in, auto fire, while we were gaming. And we were playing FPS. And that's what was going on in the street. Yeah. You can understand why they got out, can't you? Oh, that's nice. Look where that is. There's the trees, there's the cover, look where I am. I think that'll still work. Right, so we know where this is, right? Did I put this auto turn on? Probably not. Probably forgot. There it is. Right, so what I've got to do is, as I said, if you think of those windows in a castle, I've just got to be careful and lift up high enough to be able to fire that weapon. But I'm in a really good hover, look at me. So have I got to move again and then get into a hover and then do it all? Yeah, I'm in a dip, look. That's quite useful. And the answer is no, I haven't actually. What I can do is there's a collective brake here. You see it move? It's like a bicycle brake. And I can pull that, lift myself up very slightly so I can see over that hill. And I've just got to be careful.
I thought you had landed.
No. Right, okay. So, I've got this in auto mode. I've got that on. I'm going to just gently lift up and try and ignore all those other distractions. And let's see what we can see.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Anyone else firing? Yeah, I might be a little bit closer than I think. Oops, slow it down a little bit. I will likely get shot, I'm just telling you now, but I'll try not to get shot. Right, so that's where that's looking. Let me just cross-reference this. I'll cancel that, switch this back on. Make sure, yeah, you need guns. Can you hear them in the background?
Under attack. Warning.
Right.
Under attack.
Can you hear those gunshots? Let's come out of that. Let's come out of that. Let's select. Select.
Sneaky freaky.
Press that. It is definitely there. So let's see what I can do then. Select the right weapon. And slowly lift up. Now, I might be a little bit too close. Right, this is going to have to be quick. It says it's 9 clicks away. You can see where it is, look. So, someone's already blown something up, look. I don't want to go too high. Let's have a little look around. Yeah, it is quite a good little heighty bit, isn't it? You can see the tower. What's that there? Am I already in zoom? Let's get my head right. There we go.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Hopefully my lot will be shouting rifle when they fire. Is that things there? Very difficult to see. Bushes. There, control tower. Right, he's moving like the clappers, isn't he? Let's track him a little bit. One's just flown over me. You don't realise how undulating it is, do you? Now, there is a thing that I've got here for moving ground targets. So I switch that on as well if I catch sight of him again. Because he's going behind that slope and then disappearing. So there's a chance he'll turn round. But if I switch that on, my helicopter will track him and turn the helicopter as well. Okay, let's lift up a little bit more, just scanning the area. Trees in the way that up. Where's that coming from? Yeah, I think mostly they are just picking me up with a rangefinder. And that guy just disappeared. I may have to go a little bit higher. And I also know there's something off to my left as well. That's bushes there by the looks of it. So we'll just lift up just a little bit. Change our zoom. And see what we can see. Now this is where your white hot, black hot would really come in useful.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Just hoping that. Oh, somebody shot. Somebody's coming in from the other side. Hopefully that was the thing that was moving along. Just going to lift up a bit more. There's something there by the looks of it. Can't tell what. Just looks like the top of something. Do you see what I mean? And I'm sorry if I'm talking like in a weird place in your head. It's because I leaned forward. I leaned forward when I said that, so I was leaning through the microphones, and it has a tendency to move my voice around your head. which I suppose is great if you're into ASMR. Right, it looks like I'm not seeing much. Let's look at the map. Ah, that's why.
Under attack. Warning.
There's quite a few here, look, moving on this road. They're going after Stu, look.
Under attack.
Can you see? Could you hear her in the background? She's just been killed. So the stuff there, that looks like it's my side. But where is it? Oh, what's that?
Lower gear.
No.
Lower gear.
Am I going down? You better not be. No, I'm fine. Something marked there. Sometimes the smoke markers are good, but I can't always see through the bloody smoke unless that's the road that they're coming on. So I've gone a little bit higher. I don't want to go too high. The fence helps a little bit, but I know there's stuff either side. So one of these calls, oh, there we go, look. Let's see if I can get him. There we go. So it's automatically turning, keeping everything on. Rifle. It carries on turning. It's guiding the laser to him all the time. So we should be able to hit him. 7 clicks is within my limit. Come on, don't disappear. Ooh, missed him. There's another one behind. Let's try him. A little bit bigger target. Oh, missed that. Yeah, I think that's what Stu's smoke was. They've gone behind there now. There must be a road over there. There they are.
Warning.
There we go.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Just align these. Rifle.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning.
Hopefully it gets there.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning.
Ah, it's going a bit slow to move that over. Come on.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Rifle.
Under attack.
That's going to move. Let's go for that one instead.
Warning. Under attack.
Man. It's not going to get there in time. He's going to be behind the tree. Let's go back to him. This is the problem. Are you after the moving ones? Put rifle. Oh no.
Flatty trying flying said, lagged out.
Warning.
Rifle.
Under attack. Warning.
That's going to be behind the thing again, isn't it?
Under attack. Warning.
Ah, it's disappeared behind the hill. What a pain in the ass. Yeah, let's hit the hill. So much for that. And where's the other guys? Is that someone? It's because they keep going behind a hill as well. I'll pick up just a little bit more. Right, okay. Let's go with that. These guys will probably get up there.
Jeff said, the local fencing company are going to reel it in.
They really are, aren't they? Just having a quick whiz round. One of the things you've really got to be careful of, something I'm doing now, is when it's windy, if you move this too much and let go, which is what makes it turn, the wind will catch it and it will knock you out of this hover, and before you know where you are, you find yourself in a tree. I'm not sure where Pup is. Just broken fence. They're not coming up as high as that. Can't see the roads there anymore. There's nothing there. Nothing there. It's coming up to the perimeters. Ah, man. So we've got stuff down there. You've got B&P. Where are you? Stu. You tracking this B&P, which is 193 for 2.9 miles. I need to move closer, I think. There's quite a bit of stuff down there, but I also think that they are... What the hell's over there?
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Could be... Oh, right, okay. Got an MI.
Warning. Under attack.
There's an MI8 heading in this direction. I don't know what you've got on you. It's 118 for 75 from you. It's behind you. Right, okay. Let's lift up a bit more. We've got an SA-19 there. I can't see it. I think it's just in the wrong place, as per. Let's go back to where we were originally and see if we can still see anything over the fences. Right, okay. Can't see anything there at all. I think everything's moved around a little bit. Now looking at the Reaper, we've got all this stuff really close, and the SAMs and all sorts in there, and I can't see it.
Under attack.
Not sure why I can't see it. It's within range, unless it's just the bushes or it's behind that wall. I've only got 6 left. I'll lift up a bit more. I'll probably end up dead in a minute, but hey ho. Just trying to look down these holes. Have I sent anybody to sleep yet, by the way? If anyone's got any questions, please feel free to ask. If you're new to DCS, you got any questions, I can even take questions on Star Citizen if you want. I don't mind either. I'll be doing Star Citizen tomorrow. Right, let's see if he actually stops. He might be on patrol. I'll put auto turn on, but I don't think it'll... I mean moving ground target even. I don't think it'll help. I think he'll end up going behind something. Can do it. Can do it. It's difficult for it to track with a wall there, and you see he's moving out of range as well. Just want to see where he goes. Lift up a little bit more. Probably shoot me. Remember the SAMs here as well. What was it?
Said, this is really helpful. You
Excellent.
told me a few months ago to try the Huey and I didn't really improve my understanding of helicopters, although I am still kind of awful.
That's excellent. What are you having problems with? I'm not going to be able to reach that, I don't think. Let's change that to manual. Let's see what happens. Rifle. We just need a bit of luck. Oh, right, so you found it useful. That's excellent, Mr. Vortex. Oh, look at that. Isn't that typical? It's never going to get him. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, quick. Rifle. Blew the fence down so I can shoot him. Really? So it helped? So you like the Huey? Did you like it? It just really gives you such a good grounding. But what is it you're struggling with? Tell me. And I'll see if I can show you a little bit later if you're still around. You dumbass. What the hell? Come on.
Yes, kind of, but I like heavy weaponry.
No, that's fine. It's just the Huey is the way to learn helicopters. It's, you know, it's good fun when you've got mates in there, but it's the way you learn helicopters. Learn the Huey and everything else it becomes available to you. You start to just have to learn the differences. But it's about getting that grounding in helicopter, how they work, flight.
36 said, evening, I was about to say the same. Since you showed how to use the Huey, I have been able to take off, fly and land.
Excellent.
Some of the time. Thanks, Oops.
Oh, brilliant. That's good. As I was saying to everyone else, I don't know what's going on with this. I think he might be just out of range. And he's going to get me before I get him. I will be doing... Right, come on then. Let's try. Rifle.
They beat the surrounding air into submission. That's how they fly.
Let's aim just a little bit higher. See if I can get this little bugger.
Tim Vortex said, my testing period ran out and I bought the F-18 instead with the carrier.
There we go. Right, got it at last. That's excellent.
TNX_Yankee said. To land.
You're going to do that all the time, but all you got to think of is stop trying to land. Oh, if we're talking about the Huey still, I'm too high now. What's aiming at me? You basically, instead of trying, is that dead? I think it is, yes. Instead of trying to land, try and hover.
The barrack said, skid land to begin with.
Okay. If you skid land, remember your skids point forward. If you land when you've got some sideways movement, right, that is going to cause you to tip. So if you're going to do a skid landing, you're going to point forward. But instead of doing either of those things,
Under attack.
right?
Under attack.
36, even I still do that. Always a learning opportunity.
Yeah, what you want to do
With the Apache about 1% of the time.
is
I'm
think.
getting better with the Chinook.
Yeah,
Always
think about the hover.
to the ground before transitioning to vertical movement.
Yeah, think about the hover. Get into a hover. You can hover just a couple of feet off the floor. And if you get it into a hover, how much room have you got to go? 2 feet. So that's easy. So stop trying to land on the floor. Land and get into a really close to the floor hover. And then you can gently lower it down and you won't have any movement at all. And that's the best way of doing it. Always think about, especially when you're learning, you want to do all combat landings and everything else. Those will come with time.
Transition to hover at 150
Warning.
feet.
Under attack. Warning.
Yeah, just pull circles. Where's this thing?
Under attack.
Yeah. And again, right, just keep an eye on that gauge. Now, as long as you're moving, you can make it go more than you should. You stop moving and you're in a hover and you're VRS. And I'm sure you've both learned what VRSs are. You know, the way you just drop out the air like a brick. And then when you try and give it more collective, you just drop faster. It doesn't go up. Used to be a major problem with the Apache. Oh, look at these little guys. That's no way is that alive. That's alive though. Might get a splash on those guys too. Let's have a look. Rifle. I've only got 2 missiles left, but we have got somewhere to rearm, refuel.
Yep, you showed me that, and I have saved myself quite a few times from knowing what was happening.
Exactly. And that's all it takes.
Ryan said, if you watch the stream for long enough, Mel will translate the RS.
A cheeky riff.
CNX_Yankee said, at party trying flying.
I haven't VRS'd for a long time. What's this down there? Well, at least a week anyway.
Not onward.
Right, I've got 1 missile left. I'll try and get rid of it if I can see anything. No. What I'll do is I'll go rearm, reload, and if I'm right, I thought there was yeah, there is. There's a FARP there, look. So I'll try and get to the FARP. Where am I going?
Maka 36 said, quite a few soldiers have
255.
died in my dynamic foothold campaign due to the final part when landing LOL.
Oh, right, yeah. When I used to fly in Battlefield 2142, my brother used to just constantly take the piss, and he'd be sitting in there. I'd have some sort of vehicle flying. This doesn't look good. We're all going to die. Baby Jesus is going to be upset. Blah, blah, blah. And he'd just go on and on and on and on and on until we crash landed, and then he'd be going, I told you, didn't I? Do you know what I mean? Let's pull out of this. You can see how high it was now, look. What have I got there? I need master on, that's fine. I'm all fuel. Oh, I've got fuel. I don't know why I've got so much fuel unless the gauge is broken. Gotta be careful. Just gonna try and fly away and then turn round into this direction of the FAR, which is probably closer than I was in the first place. I'll have to knock this off just so I've got a little bit of visual. Just keeping an eye open to see where those things are coming from. Let's have a quick check on the map. Okay, good. Let's turn around now.
Warning, under attack.
Get down a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Don't know about the VRS plateau. It might be more of just hit the floor. Thank you for the follow. So, if anyone's interested, I am also streaming on YouTube at the moment, and the YouTube channel's called MELL DCS. So when I stream on here, I try and stream on there in 4K. I will be doing videos, and if you're interested in those, if you just pop over and hit the subscribe button, you can watch it all in 4K as well. So that's in 4K, and you see what I see. Obviously with Twitch it's 1080p. Am I going the wrong way? No, I'm fine. This is where my the fob is. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I also have a persistent cough, which is not the best thing for when you're trying to stream, but hey. just have to work with the things that you've got, and that's
Warning.
it.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Is this the fob here? Might be. Yes, it is, look. So, let's slow down. Oh yeah, this is the fob, look. Oh, it's destroyed. Excuse me. It looks like the fob's completely dead, I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Lower gear.
Shot your all.
Lower gear.
Yes, I know. I think this looks really good.
Lower gear.
Like there's nothing there that will
Lower
work.
gear.
However, what I'm relying on is the script not to know that the things are destroyed. So it doesn't know that I can't rearm reload, but we'll see. Can you see the fob there? Look. All the stuff on it is dead. I think it was a little bit too close to
Warning. Under
the
attack.
enemy base.
Warning. Under
So
attack.
I'll just edge in. Got my gear down, which makes a nice change. I often forget about it in this.
Build 2,797.
Let's see what happens.
Have you ever wondered if fish can see water?
Yeah, it's a good point, I suppose. You mean whether their vision is good, but when it's underwater and it's invisible? It's not something I've actually thought about, but it's a really good question. To be honest, can fish see water? Anybody? It's like saying, can we see air? Can't see air, but you can see the disturbance, can't you? Let's see. Now, did you notice that then? Look, my fuel says I'm full. Can you see that there? And this was all the way down there. Let's see what happens.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Ah, it's completely buggered, isn't it? So am I. I'm gonna have to head up that way, back to Vela. Sorry, I just couldn't resist. Let's see if I can get back there with such low fuel. It's not too far away, but I shouldn't really be doing this. I should just pick it. I need to brush up on some of my stuff in the shop.
Vortex said, my new Dylan Clip head tracker just arrived.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you for streaming.
You're welcome, matey. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps. Had you had head tracking before, or did you try something, you know, which was a little bit cheaper?
Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning.
You can't take over the enemy fobs, as far as I'm aware now.
Warning.
I've got something flying around me, firing missiles by the looks of
Under
it.
attack. Warning. Under attack.
All the sunshine in the world.
Warning. Under attack. Warning.
Right, where
Under
was I?
attack.
It's got to be a THA soon. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to fly up north. There it is. Right, there we go. Know where I'm going now. Right. Let's hope that I've got enough fuel to get back to rearm reload. And I've also got a cup of tea. which means I can ably demonstrate that in this helicopter you can drink a cup of tea as well.
Under attack.
I'm just hopefully dropping some flares from both sides. So something was coming up my ass, which was probably the plane. Let's have a look at the map. Oh, it could have just been statics. Wait, it was. Oh, here we go. Now it's an MI8. We got pop up here. A little bit faster, but I can push it to the edge. But we'll have to be careful. Probably burn through all the fuel, but my fuel gauge needs tapping because the numbers are stuck. Right, if you look at the blades now. Oh. Do you see what I mean? Look. If I'm not careful, that's gonna die. But I can do 300.
Trying flying said, time flip is better because they have proper blades.
That's one thing I miss with Track IR. I tend to play in the dark and back. Yes, I know. It's warning me, right? The problem is that the sensor I've got now is all optical, and the monitor I use doesn't throw as much sort of light out as my old monitor. As a consequence, the optical one, when it gets night time and I'm playing in space or even in the dark, there's not enough light bouncing off my face, because I always play with the light switched off, bouncing on my face to give it tracking. Other than that, it's really good.
Tried an infrared lamp.
That's probably a good idea, but I'm not sure what it's face tracking more than anything. But it should see, well, you'd think it would see infrared, wouldn't you? And it's really difficult because you can't just point a normal lamp, obviously, because then you can't see shit. But when you're in the dark, and it's also an OLED monitor, which means there's glare, right? If I'm not careful, I'll end up with this ghostly face sitting in the middle of the screen. Do you know what I mean? So I might have to change it at some point. I don't know. We'll see how things go. I'm just looking forward to 6 months of at least being able to do videos and things. I've got stuff written down that I wrote down ages ago about how I'm going to do stuff and so on. I don't even...
Under attack. Warning.
I could just write what I wanted to say and feed it into my video software, which will then read the text in my voice, which I thought was quite good. Only unnecessary, but the fact it can do it. I will be from January, yeah, so sort of 5th of Jan. I'll be out, which is fine because I can exist for long enough, but I'll give myself about 6 months to do some of what I want to do, and then try and get a cashier job in Waitrose because they employ old people sometimes. Do you know what I mean? That's my plan.
Kev said,
It's...
HMMM. If only someone had a spare track gear 5 they didn't use knocking about.
Oh, you're all right, Kev. Seriously, you're all right. You're fine, thanks, matey. It's not that much of a problem, and this thing works nearly all the time. It's just I need a fairly low light illumination, and it will be fine. It's a good tracker, to be honest, and it's really solid. And the fact I've got nothing on at all is quite good. So Platy was. I have to be careful what I say, but basically, thanks, matey. Appreciated as always. Just think, Kev, we'll be able to come over. Wait till you've got all your telescopes set up. Is all your scopes set up the way you want them now, or is that something you're still working on? and we'll come out for a drive. When Lisa's got time off, that is, which is rare. So I was being put in a position that I couldn't do. So I couldn't do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. The logic behind it was because of a previous meeting where I sort of, let's say we had a slight heated discussion, didn't get into language, and there was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. And as a consequence, I made an appeal, and then I was made a different offer that worked for me. No one was giving me shit, apart from the local general manager, but his bosses were absolutely fine. It was really good. I hadn't even thought of that. I thought I was just going to have to get out, look for something or whatever. But now I can get out, and it's a lot easier. There are ways.
No, not yet.
Right.
Not sure if I'm going to keep the observatory dome yet.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to use the shed and have some sort of automated thing there. You know what? I might just make this. That'll be a surprise. That means I might get 10 points for blowing a thing up. Can you imagine? I've made a contribution to the points. By the way, hello everybody, welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before, I'm Mel. I've been called Mel since I was 10. It's not my real name. But even, you know, AI bot Lisa calls me Mel. And I better drink that cup of tea, otherwise
Yeah,
she might
roll-off
make
roof
another
shed
one.
would be better, but access to the rear garden is limited.
I forgot. See, this is a problem. Is I get that busy talking. Let's slow down. This is where I've got to stop. My cup of tea's going a little bit cool, but it's still drinkable. Not at the moment. RTB. I'm surprised I made it. I think I'll do it next week, and I think it's more about let's try and remember how to fly the things and take off. But next weekend seems good. That leads into Christmas. I've got a little bit more Christmas holiday because I've had to take all the rest of my holiday. I'd only got 2 extra days. Lisa's working all over Christmas as well. So it seems like a good opportunity. She's got Christmas morning off. She's at work Christmas afternoon. Put my legs out now. Come on.
Must be 2 years since I flew the Spitty in DCS.
Well, this is the point, isn't it? So I was thinking of just doing like a World War II stream. But I may as well do it within the mission.
Just had to drop in and say thanks again. Your stream will help a lot.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you for the feedback. It's really appreciated. And thanks for taking the time to come in. I mean, normally I just blather on, and I know people come in, learn something, and I don't see them again, but it is appreciated. And to be honest, you know, it's good that you've said it, because it helps. That's the idea. I'm doing my job. Do you know what I mean? My unpaid job, that is. Glad it's helped you out. I will do videos, and it'll be a lot of what I explain, startup, little tips, tricks and things, and then other little videos to go with, to go into more detail about certain areas. But it's not so bad with this Star Citizen's bad because it's been updated all the time. But if it gets somebody doing something that helps, then that's fine. All right, that's doable. They were talking about it earlier. What made you go to Linux? Is that because you're hating Windows at the moment, I guess? Let's press the right button, shall we? You can bugger off.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Too intrusive. If you look, right, it says I've got 5% fuel. and my fuel gauge says I've got this much. No, that's my RPM, you stupid idiot. Down below. There, look. Can you see how much it tells me I've got? Right. All the way up here. It's full, according to that. So that's a bit of a bug that's crept in. So I'm lucky I got back in time. That is that. That's that. Is that on? No. Yes. So I should get a copy.
Request rearming.
Excellent. I can rearm, refuel. Finish my cup of tea. Has anyone got any questions, by the way?
Complete.
If you want me to, I can jump in the Huey if anyone's interested. Just go through some of the basics. Talk about landing, as I said. Go to a hover rather than going to land on the land. There are ways you can do it, but it's much easier. I know what I didn't do. Chaff and flares.
Privacy is just a notion here now, but I'll do everything I can to not be surveilled.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It could be worse. You could be in the States.
Solidus 0/16.
Hey, matey.
Would you rather fight 20 duck-sized platies or one platy-sized duck?
That's quite an interesting question. 20 duck-sized platies or one platy-sized duck? I think it'll be a lot easier to go 20 duck-sized platies because, right, that'd just be little things, wouldn't they? And you can just bat them. Whereas one platy-sized duck would be a bit of a scary proposition.
Platy trying flying set.
Refueling
Don't so
complete.
vicious though.
Yeah, but, you know, it just depends.
Solidus 0/69 said, true.
Was that the right answer? Right. Okay. Should be rearmed. Flares, I obviously forgot to ask. Alright, okay. See, I forgot to push my flares up then. So, I'll add those as well.
Copy.
So it should ignore the fuel. Oh, it's just what's right with me. I think that would be quite fearsome, wouldn't it, Platty? Having a Platty-sized duck. Can you imagine?
Platy trying flying said, don't try to fight me is the only answer.
Right, look where my fuel is now. So over... Oh, God, no. Down here. See, it's still there. Hopefully I've got all my flares. Yep.
Rearming complete.
You can try, but believe me, you veer slightly off what's normal, and the auto mod stops you. So you can try. It's probably a clean punned joke, I would imagine. Right, we've still got stuff down there. We've still got the SA-19. Stu's lingering, which is why he's got a fob. Oh, look. There's not that, actually, there's not that much.
An archaeologist. Give him a used tampon and see what period is this from.
Oh, good grief.
Solidus 0/69 said,
It's fair enough. Lace. Solid's just come up with a bad joke. No, it wasn't Solid, it was Sergeant thing. Hang on a minute.
Kev said, check all your fuel pumps are turned on.
You think it's not turned on? Oh, you mean I've missed a switch? Fuel, fuel, fuel. No. That's fine. Fuel pumps.
Platy trying flying said, does
Oh! Did you spot it there, Kev? Did you actually spot it was off? I missed fuel QTY. That's what it was.
Kid said, no comment.
I was quite busy talking at the beginning. Right, let's get down to this place. I also need supplies because it looks like this place is going to be dead soon. So what have we got? A couple of... Oh, there's a few guys in a urinal. Okay. So let me load some supplies. Even though it's a helicopter with no space for anything, it should... Let me load supplies.
Slides 0/69 said, some gents in the urinal.
Right, logistics. Load supplies. Boink. Okay, that's going to help. And we're going back down to... Where was it? King Hussein. We've got to be careful because if the... Oh, it was the next bloody thing. If the MI8 gets there, they're going to get that place
I
back.
actually fucking hate urinals.
What, urinal? The Welsh guy? You mean public ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are not great, are they? Much prefer a tree. Where I live, there's, you know, the walk home from the pub is a mile of tree-laned darkness.
The splashbacks fucking sucks.
You don't notice how bad the splashback is until you wear a pair of shorts. They're just not angled right. Somebody had a good idea once without thinking it through.
Exactly.
There's much better ones. Okay. Gotta go and clear this. They're all moving in now, hopefully. I'll try and get there as fast as I can. And whether that'll be fast enough or not, I don't know. We've also got that cannon, which I mentioned before. We can enable that and you'll get this little target pipper, and that is fixed. Now it doesn't have to be fixed. We can manage it through the Schwal as well, but so I can just point at stuff on the fly.
SGT Steel One said, that's why you aim for the drain hole.
Yeah, you usually try and aim for the drain hole and like push the chewing gum around, but you'd be surprised you still get splashback. Depends on what type it is.
Slides 0/69 said, I do, but it still splashes back.
Is that when you're going for like a fireman one?
It's less of.
Are you, how are you anyway, Solid? Have you been playing anything lately? Gotta go.
Could you?
Yeah. Gotta go to the shop at some point. Otherwise we won't eat tonight, and it's the only way I can get her off the computer. You haven't had a bath yet, have you, Lise?
Yeah, Tucker, I was just trying to pick it up there.
No, I was just thinking we'll have to go to the shop, although it's only 1 o'clock, it's fine.
Said, how the hell did we start talking about this?
Oh, because it's... Who was it? Solid? Or was it you? What about locks? About Tarkov? Have we diverted away from your archaeologist's joke? Would I be able to have a cup of tea before and after your bath, please?
Slides 0/69 said, you know how those thingies that store spare keys attached to front of door?
You know how what? Are those things that... Oh, right, yeah.
You put in a code and you can get
Yes.
a spare set.
You do it for people who've got carers. Basically, that's what it's for.
Well, we moved in phase 1 there, but no code for it.
And you can usually
So
work
I'm
it out.
trying to pick the lock.
It's usually only 4 digits. And I'm sure if you Google, you'll find out how to do it. Although the guy probably wouldn't put it on Google, to be honest. Where am I? I'm way up here, aren't I? Yeah. Have you got rid of the last few in that place now? The troops and the urinal. See how this just flies nicely all by itself.
Well, apparently you can slide a flat bar between the numbers and turn till it hits the flat edge. And here's a number.
Right, am I still on? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'll put that back to auto mode. There we go. Otherwise, look, I was going to say I'll get a burn C into the glass, which I think I've already got. It's what used to happen with your old FOSS screens. If you left a monitor on too long, it just burned into the back of the monitor forever. And I know a lot of you won't know what I'm on about, but that's what used to happen in the olden days when computers were made of wood. If anyone's got any questions, please jump in and ask. Have you
GT Steel 1 said CRT screens.
Yes, exactly. Have you ever had a...
0 by 69 said, just got to find that.
Oh. Have you got yourself a set of lock pickers and stuff? Is it something you've been looking into out of interest? So it's one of those little fascinating things. I thought you might do. It's one of those fascinating things, isn't it? And you watch...
Hence the screensaver option.
Exactly, yeah. That's where that came in.
Said, I'm quite good at other locks.
Yeah, once you understand how they work, it's quite easy, isn't it? But there's still some really clever locks. I haven't delved, but it is an interest. And it's always amazing when you see, is it the lock picking lawyer guy? Is it? He just gets a lock and it's like, it don't take him long, does it?
Well, he's amazing,
Yeah, it's very good. Right, it's still not neutral. Not sure why it's not neutral. Just got to watch the MI8 doesn't come in. And we moved on to that place, but let's see what we can do.
You see the one the lockpick said he was always concerned if you could pick the guy's back lock, he had to cut you, give him the $75 back?
Not if it's recent now. But no, he's very good. Just watching this here, you can see I'm just dropping a little bit, so I'm just adding a little bit more collective.
Duke took a grinder to it, took 214 to chop it, said it was impossible to pick.
Oh, did he? Oh, did he pick it? Okay.
The customer said I've seen lockpick grinders in seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he does some really quick lock picks. See, I'm sitting here now and I'm not doing anything. I haven't got my hands on anything. Just keeping an eye on there because it looks like we're dropping a bit. So just add a tad more collective. Or I could just switch on this.
No chance, it's impossible, and that lockpick lawyer's a fraud.
Oh, right, yeah.
And yeah, lockpick lawyer got it and got it open in 24 seconds.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Right, so what they need now is, this is why I'm bringing supplies down, it'll tell you there usually it's like 3 or 4 lots of supplies. Most of them probably would have had supplies, so that'll change colour soon. It's a really good map, is Syria. There's quite a big range of areas, you know, whether it's deserty, rocky, built up, and sea. When you look at the whole map, it's massive, and it is really quite good, to be fair. I don't know whether you can hear Stu. Probably. Next week I'll leave this running, so you know it should be up. This week it seemed to do a complete update on the Windows, even though I hadn't got it switched to automatically do it. Where have I gone? Down here. It seemed to do a complete update on Windows, which was a pain in the arse. So everything was reset, so I started it again. I've been checking it for updates, but I'll change the mission over on Saturday. But I do need to test, and it'll be us only to practice. And then I'll just switch it to open. So we need to land. As soon as the land unload supplies, we'll start to capture it. This is the base, is it? I think I'm at. Yeah. I won't stop anywhere in the area. Just slowing down. Even this thing VRSs as well. All helicopters are capable of VRSing. As long as you're moving, you're fine. It's when you stop moving, if your rate of descent is too quick, it'll just drop out the sky. But as I said to the others who were on earlier,
Kev said, once I've got everything set up here and Ethernet cable runs done, I can put a couple of servers back up on my old rig.
That'll be alright, matey. Have you got a completely new one, or have you just got the rig that you had previously before you moved and everything else? Or have you got something new since? I noticed Cyril's updated. I've got to catch back up and get my head around it all again. I'm quite looking forward to it. I noticed we had some stars the other night. Right, so if I unload, makes a change for me to have supplies, to be honest. Someone's already dropped some. Logistics, unload supplies. There we go. So we need another one set of supplies. So we've got it. I think pup. Oh, we've got a FARP over there. So we can just go to the FARP, get supplies, and bring them back by the looks of it. And then that becomes our base.
Updated this setup, but my old rig is plenty good enough to run a couple of full-time servers.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. That sounds good. And it's nice having the bandwidth as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Right, anyone got any questions? Is there anything specifically anybody wants to see? I'll stick to helicopters at the moment. A10 will take too long to go through. I can feel my feet tingling just a little bit.
It's nice to have anything after 10 months.
Tell me, matey, I bet.
Doggy DCS said, I run my servers as long as the hardware runs.
Hey, hello, Digi. Is it Digi? Digi? Do you know what I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just run them. I bought a Geekom, one of the little Geekom servers. I think it's their i13 or something. It's got a 2 TB disk, 32 gig of RAM. It's only DDR4, and that's what the server's running on. And it's ideal because it's just smooth, sits there. I haven't got a big old computer running. Do you know what I mean? So Stu's gone to get. You can see now we need more supplies. There's 2 of 3. Sometimes you'll get AI coming into rearm. And then there's this place, Jordan Defence. So that was a in-betweener. So they'll finish this off this week. You can see there's not a lot. Princess Anne, Muffwhacker Fack. And then these couple over here, and then that's it. This mission will be complete.
PC as server running at my room. It runs all the things. Runs fine for me.
Yeah, I just got that little one. I was always threatening it, and then found the opportunity. It's coming back now with the last set of supplies, and then you should see it builds defences, which it's doing itself after a certain time, and then you just move on to the next one. It's a really good mission. It's taken us weeks. Some of us have only flown on it on a Saturday, such as myself, and some of the others have been working on it during the week, you know, in their spare time, which I don't have that much of. And if I do, I'm not in a state to sort of have my head switched on as much as I need.
But I don't run whole theatre mission. I run one location. Mission 60 by 60.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, this is quite big, and being Syria as well takes a lot of memory. Let's just flick over. Just see where we're at with it. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's only taking about 18 gig at the moment. That will probably sort of increase over time. I'm in an in whether it needs 64 gig, but we'll see.
SGT Steel 1 said, have a good one now.
Yeah, see you, Sergeant Steele. Thanks for the follow.
Dagi DCS said, we also have now a mission state that there is nothing in the mission editor. Well, there is a one macro.
Oh, really? Right, I think I might wind up now because my feet are going actually. This is the problem, about 4 hours in, and they start to tingle, which means they're swelling slightly, so I've got them up at the moment. Right, thanks very much everybody. It's been quite enjoyable today. It's nice to see a few more people on. What I'm going to do is pass you over. So if there's anyone left on YouTube watching that, I will be winding that one down. Thanks for watching. And next week, it'll be more, well, it'll be different. We'll be doing World War II PvP, but we're going to have to remember how to fly the damn things. So I'll step through as many planes as I can fly, and we'll see how we get on. And then it'll be open up. So all through Christmas week, the server will be on, and no doubt people will be telling me it's crashed, but I'll work away. So I'm at home some days and not others.
Happy piloting.
All right, cheers all.